So what do I do here? I hit coming intro. Well, I should start streaming. And then what do I hit? $5:30, hit coming. Like none of his things are working. Everything's backwards.
You want me to get on there? Oh yeah, I see you now. You're streaming.
Here's the breaks. Okay, here we go. Coming soon.
Good morning. This is the Cowboy State Daily Morning Show with Jake. The new way Wyoming wakes up.
It's time to take a look at what's happening around Wyoming. From the Cowboy State Daily Newsroom, I'm Wendy Kaur. The Wyoming Highway Patrol voiced its official support Tuesday in Casper for a state-level law decommissioning non-English proficient commercial truck drivers. As a result, the Legislative Transportation, Highways, and Military Affairs Committee asked its staffers to draft a bill that would expand Wyoming Highway Patrol inspectors' current enforcement of federal English proficiency regulations to all law enforcement agents in the state. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland has been following this story.
Wyoming Highway Patrol came out big and said, we want to enforce on this issue and we want to see state legislation that would help us because it would expand enforcement capabilities beyond just our inspectors out to our troopers, out to county sheriffs, out to city police, to where any truckers that are taking county roads to try to avoid port of entry could then be decommissioned if they cannot read the signs, converse with the general public, fill out logbooks in English.
Committee co-chair, Representative Landon Brown, said he wants to solicit as much input as possible before the committee's third and final interim meeting in Cheyenne, October 20th. Black Hills Energy announced a blockbuster $15.4 billion merger Tuesday with Energy will serve about 2.1 million customers across 8 states to form a single company that hasn't been named yet.
It's a true merger. They're both good companies, have low debt. It's not one strong company buying out another or anything like that. And they're both serve rural areas. They're similar in that regard. I asked them the number one question, what are our rates going to look like? The CEO from Black Hills said with the merger, it is likely any future rate increases could be less and farther apart.
Along with Wyoming, South Dakota. Wyoming became the first state in the nation Tuesday to launch its own digital currency, a stable token that's backed by the U.S. dollar and short-term U.S. Treasury bills. The Wyoming Stable Token Commission reported that the blockchain-based stable token offers the means to make secure, transparent, and efficient digital transactions worldwide. Cowboy State Daily's Dale Killingbeck says the move puts Wyoming at the forefront of the entire stable token industry.
It means that people across the world soon will be able to purchase this, make transactions, and it puts the state at the forefront in the nation of this blockchain technology and using it. And according to what people are saying, it's going to help with the country's deficit because people are going to be buying our state token, which is backed by U.S. Treasury bonds. So that means it's going to make U.S. Treasury bonds more attractive in some ways to investors.
Buyers will get access to the Frontier stable token through Wyoming-based digital asset exchange Kraken in the coming days. I'll be back with more news right after this.
Hey, Cowboy fans! Cowboy football single game tickets are on sale now. We can't wait to see you in War Memorial Stadium on Saturdays this fall. Whether it's being a part of the Gold Out against Northern Iowa, homecoming against UNLV, the border war versus CSU, or other great matchups, let's pack the war. Get your tickets today at GoWyo.com or call 307-766-7220. Go Pokes!
The Wyoming Department of Health has reached out to hundreds of people they believe may have been exposed to rabies during their stay at a Grand Teton National Park lodge over the last 4 months, when a bat colony infected with the disease was discovered in the attic. Cowboy State Daily's Andrew Rossi reports that they still need to reach hundreds more, and the sooner the better.
It's a virus, but it's not spread virally. You can't get it from breathing the air or surface contact. It's transmitted through the saliva of an infected animal, usually via a bite or a scratch. So there are potentially 500 people who stayed at the Jackson Lake Lodge who shared space with a colony of brown bats, all infected individual, just so they can play it safe, because rabies is fatal.
Bats and skunks are known to carry the rabies virus in Wyoming. But get your free to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by clicking on the daily newsletter button at cowboystatedaily.com. I'm Wendy Core for Cowboy State Daily.
Well, good morning. Welcome. A little technical difficulties this morning. We'll see here. Now I can hear myself, so we're getting somewhere. Good morning. My name's Jeff Rickett. I'm sitting in for Bags this morning. It goes to plan. We'll be rocking and rolling this morning. But yes, good morning, Wyoming. Welcome to the Saturday show. I have everything in disarray right now. We'll try and get myself not in disarray here in the next 4 hours. But hey, where's my call text thing here? Let's see. Okay, I look good. I sound good. That's a win right there, right? Got my Dixon shirt on, styling and profiling. Got my Great Value coffee. We're rocking. I wish I could get my. Let's see if I get my main camera here, but we'll try and figure that out as the morning goes on. But yeah, we got a jam-packed show. This first hour, it's just me and you. So yeah, if you can, well, if I can even get the Google Talk going here, let's see if I can figure that. I probably need to get going too. Maybe Jake can throw that up for me. He's listening. But yeah, as 4A football, I think, kicks off next Friday or this Friday night around the state. So we'll be chatting with Trevor. Get some insight from him. Boy, that really makes a lot of noise when I mess with the microphone. He's at 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock, we'll have Donnie from the Lowdown Dirty Heathens. They're a band out of North Carolina. They're in Atlanta right now at the International Singer-Songwriters Association Award Show. They're going to be performing. Actually, they performed last night, and they're up for 3 awards. So we'll chat with Donnie from the Lowdown Dirty Heathens coming up at 8 o'clock. 8:30, we got Mark from Streetcar Revenge. If I can figure out how to get that interview to play, we'll have that on at 8:30. At 9 o'clock, we have Mike Burt, buddy of mine, from a band called Limberlost. Okay, now, Jake, we're trying to get there. And then at 9:30, a friend of mine, good friend of mine, Luke Anthony McMahon from Buffalo is going to come on. He just had a single come out. He's a musician. It's an instrumental track. And we'll have that for you coming up at 9:30 this morning. So jam-packed show. We got 5 guests coming up after the first hour here. So, yeah, give me a holler, 307-278-9598 once we get the Google Talk going here. Jake's trying to. He's trying to help me out here. So, yeah. So tell your friends. Listen to the show. We are streaming. Oh, there we go. Now we got it up. Perfect. There's the Google Voice is up and rolling. So, yeah, we're able to take calls. You can also text me. Call or text that number, 307-278-9598. So how was your week? Man, it's been a rough week. John told me about this, or asked me if I would do this at the first of the week, or maybe it was like Sunday, Monday, somewhere around there, because I'm supposed to be doing a Sunday show here on Cowboy State Daily that should be coming here in the next week or two. But he was asking me if I would fill in for him this week, and I was like, sure, why not? And then my wife had some car troubles. She took my daughter to Montana State last weekend to get back to college, and when she was there, her check engine light came on. What else happened? Or her gasoline vapor locked on her, so the car like locked up. So it kind of freaked her out. So she didn't want to drive back home. So she was like, well, can we go and get my car next weekend? Because she was just going to leave it in Bozeman and ride back with a friend. And I was like, well, that's fine, but I'm now doing the Saturday show for Bags. So I'm going to be doing that on Saturday morning. So now, tomorrow, it was going to be today after the show, but we have something tonight. Tomorrow, I get to drive to Bozeman and back. Doesn't that sound fun? Bozeman's like 4 hours away from here. Get to drive there, pick up her car, and come back. So that was the start of my week. And then I've been on this weight loss mission since the last time you heard from me, when I was on a radio station here in town. I did a weight loss challenge. I bought a Peloton. I'd lost like 50 pounds. I was down to my lowest 182 or so. And I was just way too skinny, which is not a bad thing. Just like Kate Moss says, nothing tastes better than skinny. And that's true. But I was down to pretty much my lowest point. I was 182. Now, when you look at me, I wish I could get my camera shot better here. I don't know if, no, that's me. How, I don't know where John's just like his laptop camera, so you can see me straight on. We'll try and figure that out here in the next 4 hours. But ever since I got into 182, I look kind of like I'm sick, or I'm just way too skinny. So back in, like August of last year, I started lifting weights because I have a Peloton. If you have a Peloton, give me a call and we'll talk about it. But they have everything on there. They have oh, there went my headphones. There we go. These headphones are touchy. If you just touch them, they don't work. That's why I couldn't hear myself earlier. So I guess that's the thing. You just barely even touch it. I can't hear myself anymore. But if you have a Peloton, you can do yoga exercises. You can do strength exercises. You can do core exercises. You can ride the bike. You can do walks. You can do everything on there. And so I started doing strength exercises. So I do like 10 minutes of core, 10 minutes of arms, 10 minutes of chest, and then I ride the bike for 45 minutes. And instead of just riding the bike for 45 minutes. So I've put on like 15 pounds of just muscle mass. It's all in my chest and arm. But I'm back up around 200 pounds, which is fine because I started out at 235. I'm still looking good, feeling good, and I put on some muscle weight. So that's good. But I've been slacking. This week, like 2 days ago, I took a day off, which was my, I think, 4th day off this month, which has probably been the most of any month this year. That tells you how much I've been working out. I work out pretty much every day, which is insanity. I don't recommend that to anyone, but that's just where I'm at right now in my workout routine. But I've missed 4 days this month now. And 2 days ago, I took it off. And then yesterday morning, when I woke up, my internet was out, which is crazy because I have Blue Peak internet. My internet was out. And usually when they're doing something, when they're doing maintenance, it's out until, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm fine. When I get up at 6:15 to work out, I'm usually back and everything's all right. But I woke up yesterday morning, went downstairs because my Peloton's in my basement, fire it up, and it says, you're not connected to the internet. And I was like, well, what the heck? What's going on here? So I went back to bed, didn't want to mess with it because I figured, well, something's going on. But then yesterday afternoon, my wife keeps texting me, our internet's still down. I called Blue Peak, and they're like, no, everything's fine. So I was like, oh, great, it must be my router, which I bought a new router a year and a half ago when I got my Peloton because it wouldn't connect to my Peloton. So I had to get a new router. And so I'm like, my router is a year and a half old. It's not that old. What's going on here? So last night when I got home from work, I did like a hard reset and it came back on and now I'm fine. But so I had to do a workout last night, which kind of put me behind the 8 ball for getting the show ready today. But I'm pretty much, I'm 90% ready today, but I had to get a sweat on last night because I couldn't go 2 days in a row. I mean, good golly, without getting a sweat on. So I did that last night, and then after the show today, I'll go back and get me another sweat on. But that's my life. I know I only look like I'm, 35 years old, but no. Tuesday was my 25th anniversary. Crazy to think about that. August 19th, 2020 was our wedding in the great town of Buffalo, Wyoming. See, look at that. I just barely touched that, John. You need to do something about my computer somewhere else so I quit having to look and I can still kind of look at you guys. Or you don't think I'm looking at something here. But yeah, it was one heck of a party back August 19th of 2020 in the great town of Buffalo. And we had it at the White Buffalo, the wedding reception, which no longer exists if you're familiar with Buffalo. But yeah, one heck of a party. I think we drank either 4 or 6 kegs of beer from 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 10 o'clock at night. That's how crazy it was. It was a great time. Nobody's calling me yet. Anybody out there listening? This is when I did my morning show on the other station. I loved it when people called in just because then somebody's out there actually listening. 307-278-9598. I know Bags didn't really talk to the audience, but hey, I'm here to chit-chat. Give me a call. My coffee's roasting, which is great. Wednesday night, we went to the Naked Gun. My wife's been wanting to watch this show ever since it came out. And, phone's ringing. Let's see if we can get her going here. A 315 number. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. When I dialed, I'm calling from New York.
Hey.
I'm watching you here from Watkins Glen. We had the NASCAR race last weekend, and everything's quiet. But one thing I noticed is your phone shows up as suspected spam.
Oh, great.
So maybe that's why you lost your Wi-Fi. I don't know. So
that's hard telling. Watkins Glen. So how did you find the show?
I happened to be snooping around on Facebook or someplace, and I saw these guys pop up, and I go, who's this guy here? This hillbilly from out in Wyoming.
Yes. Have you ever been out here?
Yeah, I have. I've been to Powell. I drove a friend of mine out to Powell, Wyoming, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. And we were staying in Powell, and I was getting ready to head back. So I was in McDonald's. I saw 2 cops sitting there in New York. And so I took the low road, and it took me a long time to get home. But
wow.
See, here in Watkins Glen, we have a Walmart. And I live halfway between here and Elmira, New York. So we have a Walmart 3 miles away. I guess Wyoming doesn't have a lot of Walmarts, do they?
We have one in Sheridan. So, we're special.
Yeah.
But Walmart's like the spot,
Yeah. And it's beautiful here in the Finger Lakes. I mean, it's been 80 degrees for the last month. And the humidity today is 90%.
Oh, geez.
And it's not expected to rain.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure you must get more listeners than just me on a Saturday morning.
Exactly. I'm hoping. We'll see. But I appreciate you listening.
I watch you on YouTube here. I guess that's what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Cowboy Daily Morning. So, maybe I can promote your thing here on Facebook to get some people to watch you. I'm tired of watching Bob and Tom and all these other ones that don't make any sense.
Well, good.
But, I listen to you guys out there. I mean, I always wanted to be a cowboy. So
there you go. Have you went to the movies lately? Have you seen the new Naked Gun?
No.
No.
But I was watching on Roku. They're going to show 3 of them this weekend, and I always liked Naked Gun.
Well, I'll give you my movie review. I watched it the other night, so you can see what I thought of it. But so, did you go to the NASCAR race last week?
No, I live 5 miles from the track, and I've only been there twice.
Can you hear it?
Oh yeah, you can hear it right over the mountain. You're better off watching it on TV. If you want to see the race, you watch it on TV. If you want to party, and I mean, I worked there back in the '70s for the sheriff's department, and they burned the bikers out back stole a bus. They burned it in the bog. It's a rowdy place. But Watkins Glen it's beautiful. Come up there. They used to have the blimp come over, and they would do overview shots and everything. But this year there was no drones allowed, helicopters only, and they didn't sell it out. They really didn't sell out this year.
Wow.
NASCAR is not doing good.
Huh.
And
it's kind of declining.
They want to reopen the Chicago Speedway, which has been closed for years because they couldn't get the attendance. But
wow.
That's so what do you guys do all day out there? You just ride horses around, and that's what goes on in Wyoming?
Pretty much. Yeah. Ride horses, chew, That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take up your time.
Thanks for listening.
You're getting paid by the hour. I'm just sitting here having coffee.
Exactly. Well, me too.
It's 8:24 here in New York. So
nice. Well,
okay.
Enjoy the humidity. Don't sweat too much.
I've had the air conditioning on, and it's still just plain muggy.
Yeah, I'll bet you can't escape it.
But you don't get that out there, do you?
No, it's dry here.
Yeah. So I think I'll probably go to the lake today. They got a ban on swimming because of the algae.
Oh,
but Watkins Glen has a big state park up on the hill. It's free to get in. The governor decided, well, let's let everybody in the state parks free for the summer, and it's something Alicia's doing.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah. So
nice.
okay. Well,
right
listen.
on.
You have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
And I'll keep watching you and see you again.
All right. Well, take care. Thanks for calling. All right. Look at that. Watkins Glen, New York. That was not on my bingo card this morning. But I think I need to take a break. Let me see if I can do it here without failing miserably. But let's take a break. I'll be right back. I'll give you my review of the Naked Gun movie. That's next right here on the Saturday Show.
This is the Cowboy State Daily Radio Network. Wyoming is a big state. There's so much ground to cover, so many stories to tell. But the Cowboy State Daily News team is up to the challenge. I'm Wendy Core, host of Cowboy State Daily Video News. Whether it's politics in Cheyenne, energy issues in the Powder River Basin, or grizzlies in Yellowstone, our talented crew of experienced journalists are out there finding and telling the stories that matter. What's the best restaurant in DuBois? Renee Jean checks it out. What's the most recent Supreme Court decision mean to our everyday lives? Claire McFarland explains. How is the upcoming elk hunting season shaping up? Mark Hines lets us know. Every day, I talk to the reporters who are covering the topics, issues, and people that are important to Wyomingites, and in our daily newscast, I bring you those stories. Tune into the Cowboy State Daily Video Newscast every morning, only on CowboyStateDaily.com.
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
You're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
So I wanted to talk with you and your mom today, Lily, because some people at school have noticed changes going on with you, and we're concerned.
Like what? Who?
Some of your friends, teachers, it sounds like you've lost interest in a lot of things lately. You're hanging with new friends?
So?
So, individually, maybe those things are no big deal, but taken together, and then the incident the other day, you were with Derek when he was caught selling marijuana.
Yeah, he...
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
They're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
So I wanted to talk with you and your mom today, Lily, because some people at school have noticed changes going on with you, and we're concerned.
Like what? Who?
Some of your friends, teachers, it sounds like you've lost interest in a lot of things lately. You're hanging with new friends?
So?
So, individually, maybe those things are no big deal, but taken together, and then the incident the other day, you were with Derek when he was caught selling marijuana.
Yeah, he was selling it.
Honey, we know, but we care about you and want to know what's going on.
That's right. We just want to understand better and see how we might help. And if weed is a part of it, we just want to make sure you understand the negative consequences for someone your age, the physical and mental health effects, the poor decision making, and the confusing legal aspects these days. So what do you say? Can we talk?
For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs,
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
They're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
So I wanted to talk with you and your mom today, Lily, because some people at school have noticed changes going on with you, and we're concerned.
Like what? Who?
Some of your friends, teachers, it sounds like
This
you've lost
is the
interest in a
Cowboy
lot of
State
things.
Daily
Wyoming
Radio
is a big
Network.
state.
There's so much.
So?
So, individually, maybe those things are no big deal, but taken together, and then the incident the other day,
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
They're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
so I wanted to talk with you and your mom today, Lily, because some people at school have noticed changes.
All right, we back. We back on? Hopefully? Maybe? Let's play a music bed. There we go. Let's get rocking. Hey, it's Jeff with you here, filling in for Bags on your Saturday morning. Give me a call, 307-278-9598. It's cowboystatedaily.com. You can stream us online on the website. Guy from... So it's going to be real interesting when I try and do a Zoom, if I can get somebody. We got a jam-packed show. We got Trevor Wilson, the commissioner of the Wyoming State Activities Association, coming on at 7 o'clock. We've got some musical artists. We've got Donnie from the Lowdown Dirty Heathens coming on at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock, Mike, the drummer from Limberlost, is coming on at 9:30. My buddy Luke Anthony McMahon, a musician from Buffalo, Wyoming, who just came out with a new single, is going to be joining us. So all kinds of fun this morning on the show. But Wednesday night, I went to Gun. My wife had been wanting to watch this ever since it came out. And I knew what I was getting myself into. But I went and looked at reviews a couple nights ago after I watched it. And on Rotten Tomatoes, one of the reviews said, "The Naked Gun is an unadulterated good time, absolutely brimming with sight gags, one-liners, and goofy humor. Only the most joyous would oppose its existence." Well, I must be one of the joyless, because I knew what I was getting myself into. Just like the caller that just called in from Watkins Glen, New York, said that the 3 Naked Gun movies were going to be on his TV today, and he was going to watch them because he liked the old ones. I didn't mind the old ones. I knew what I was getting myself into. I didn't oppose it, but it's not my humor at all. It's funny, but I didn't really, my wife was laughing the whole time. There was a lady behind us at the movie theater. She was laughing and enjoying it. I just felt like most of the time on the laughs, it's just ridiculous. And I'm thinking to myself, I could have wrote this in 3rd grade. Why didn't I? Which, hey, that's on me. 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. So obviously I'm in the minority. That's for sure. It's just not my humor. It's a great homage to the original. I did like him getting coffee all the time. That was funny. I didn't remember that from the original ones. I don't know if that's something new on this one, but like he's getting handed coffees all the time. He's even driving sometime and somebody hands him a coffee through the window. A couple WWE wrestlers were in it, which I'm a huge wrestling fan. Don't knock me for that. But that was kind of cool. The Dave Bautista cameo at the end was very weird. I didn't get that at all. Pamela Anderson, I love Pamela Anderson. I'm 50. Pamela had some kind of actress career, which she never has. But she was actually, and that's what I told my wife. I was like, well, when Pamela Anderson shines because of her acting, the movie's not the greatest. And I think she shined in The Naked Gun. She was great. She still looks fabulous. But yeah, it just, I don't know. Liam Neeson was good. The owl scene was completely dumb at the end. If you love the old ones, go watch this because you will love it. It's gone now from Sheridan Theaters, and that's why we went and saw it. Because standing by in the Zoom room if you want me. Oh, Bags is texting me. If I can even, let me see here. If I can even get into the Zoom room. Maybe you should go into the Zoom room, Bags, and see if I can get it to work before I get my guess. I have it on my screen here, but I don't see anybody in there. Yeah, why don't you hop in there, Bags, and we'll see if I can get it to work, since I can't get anything else to work this morning. I didn't take good enough notes, that's for sure, the other night. But yeah, if you saw it. After I thought about it, when I was getting ready to do the show, I was like, well, maybe I was a little harsh on it. It's not the worst movie. It is what it is. That's for sure. But, yeah, The Naked Gun. I went and saw it. I did get a good, my wife was talking to somebody this week, talking about losing weight. She was talking to somebody this week, and they asked her if I was on Ozempic. She was like, no, he's actually done it the hard way. Or he's done it the old-fashioned way. Worked out and changed his diet. But, yeah, she works at one of the schools here, and they went back to an open house. And she said all the teachers are on Ozempic, which was pretty funny. I was like, I think, isn't it funny when you go to like things, like when I go to church and I see people go up and they've just drastically lost a ton of weight in the last couple of months. That's the first thing that comes into your mind anymore, isn't it? Oh, they're on some kind of weight loss drug. But no, and I'm not. I'm on good old-fashioned chicken breasts, broccoli, fruit, and beer. Which, if I didn't drink beer, I would definitely be 10 pounds lighter. But man, you got to have something to enjoy with life, right? 307-278-9598. Give me a call. Bags, yeah, if you're listening, I would like to have somebody in the Zoom room just to see if I can get the thing to work before I actually get an actual guest this morning. Oh, well. Seeing that, I just hit. Okay, there we go. The wrong button. I'm using a MacBook, which I'm a PC guy. I've never really used a MacBook at all. New meeting. Oh, there's me. Oh, there's John Baggett's entered the room. Let's let him in here. Let's see. Okay. So we're in. There's our buddy Bags. Hold on here.
Success.
Let me see if
you did it.
I did it. Let me see if I can get
Oh
this in
my
the
God.
Zoom room. All right,
I just thought maybe you could do a test run with your buddy Bags right into the Zoom room.
Uh-oh. There we go.
How are you, bud?
We got him. Except we're teeny tiny again, John. How do we fix that?
Good morning.
Teeny tiny.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. What I would suggest, if you would double click on where it says guest and host there under Zoom room, you see your guest and host. And if you click on you first, it'll make you, and then you see now just it's showing like Mac Pro stereo and 3 different. Click on one of those and then go back to Mac Pro stereo.
Hold on, I just
completely
lost all of us here.
I can still see you.
I lost you completely. That's not good.
Well, if you go to and click on any one of the 3 options it's given you, and then go back to Mac Pro, and then hit apply or.
Okay, I got you back.
Am I full size?
No. Okay, hold on. Oh, here we go. No.
So just click on. We'll start with guest.
Okay, Zoom guest. So I click on it.
Double click.
Okay.
It'll open up and it's going to give you like 3 options there, right?
Yeah, method, display, and application.
Okay, leave it in application and or
no.
A box.
It just says method, display, and application. Let me try something else here. Okay, there. All right, that might have. Okay, there was me. I just figure out you. Because it's different. When I click on me, it does the device. But when I click on you, okay, hold on. No. Let's try that. No, you're still tiny. Huh. Well.
Hey. Most of our audience is listening anyway.
Jake says,
how much Bags do you want to see at 6:30 in the morning?
So Bags, you're in what? Deadwood?
Deadwood, cool Deadwood nights. That's this giant car show, and of course it's a week-long celebration with lots of stuff, concerts and partying and parades and all that. But the big deal is this here. I got a friend of mine. From Wheatland, Frank Jones owns like 50 classic cars, and he invites however many of the cars are running at this today anyway. There's probably about 30 of us here, but most of us are driving his cars. Some are driving their own, and I'm driving a 1957 Chevy 210 station wagon. I mean. It's like, remember from, the family roadster, from Yeah. It's just a huge steel monster. But we got the station wagon because we brought our dog, and he's got this whole back part to himself. And this thing is just a massive machine. And we drove it all the way from Wheatland up here to Dead, about a 5.5 hour drive. And it's a caravan of like 30 classic cars, and most of them Chevys, some Fords, most of them from the 50s, some of them from the 60s. But a caravan all the way up here. We get here, and there's hundreds and hundreds more. This giant, beautiful car show. If you love classic cars and muscle cars and every kind of car in between, I mean, they got stuff from the 1910s, the original Model A's and Model T's, all the way up to, there's the Camaros from the 60s that the muscle heads really love. And then there's the grocery grabbing family wagon that I'm driving. It's a blast, though.
Yeah, because
your
buddy from Wheatland owns that car, or who owns the car?
He owns like 50 of them.
Wow.
He has a giant warehouse in Wheatland. He has a live-in mechanic. That's all he does for the guy. He's got money.
Yeah.
And he loves, obviously, classic cars. And he fixes them up. And the cool thing, what I love about Frank is he shares that passion. He invites friends and family. Here's a car. I want to show it up at the cool Deadwood Nights car show in Deadwood, South Dakota. So here's the keys, and let's people drive his classic cars. And it's just an incredible sight to see. Of course, I ran out of gas. I took a wrong turn and got 10 miles off the beaten path, and they had figured out to get us to Newcastle, this is how much gas it takes. And because I did the 10-mile wild goose chase, I was about 6 miles out of town, out of Newcastle, and ran out of gas.
Oh, geez.
So we threw the whole thing off kilter. Some guys had to go in with the gas can and come back out and rescue us. But we made it in, and now we're walking around. In fact, I'm getting up here in just a minute and heading down. We're literally walking distance from this Jags to check out, man. It's pretty fun.
So
free concerts. They got the main street blocked off with free concerts, barbecues. What was it? $10 bottomless beers.
Oh, wow.
So put it all together.
It's a good time.
Probably a good thing got the classic cars parked, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. With free beer all day, or bottomless beer.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I wanted to thank you for covering for your buddy Bagg so I could do this.
Yeah.
And it was crossing my fingers getting that first one on, buddy. Well, boy, man, let me tell you something. I owe Jake, like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah. We owe him a bottomless beer.
Yeah, I wish he was here because I'd take good care of him. But he's in Jackson, and we're in Sheridan, and so at some point maybe we're gonna have to meet in between. But he has done me well too. He does 6 to 10 every weekday, so you think he'd deserve a day off on Saturday. But when I destroy some technical aspect of the show, it's hey, good morning, Jake, and God, can you imagine how disappointed he is when that cell phone rings and it's me at 5:50 in the morning.
That was me, 5:57. Sorry, Jake. I didn't want to call you, but I didn't take good enough notes. But whatever.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to tell people about you a little bit. Is he going to do the Zoom room?
I'm hoping. I'm glad we did one first, so we got the kinks worked out.
Well, that was my thought. Maybe we'll get this first one under his belt, but. Your background, I don't know if you've explained, but you were one of my favorite DJs, morning drive, country radio show here in Sheridan, Wyoming. And Jimmy was talking, well, let's talk about expanding the Cowboy State Daily radio aspect and getting a Sunday show. So I know a guy. He's really good. And you've done radio for a long time, but you're also a great play-by-play guy. That's how I originally was listening to you.
Yeah.
You were doing play-by-play for the Bronx. And so this ain't your first rodeo,
no.
Cowboy.
No. I had a guy
So,
call in from Watkins Glen, New York this morning. So
yeah, what? You owe money? What? I mean, why is he calling?
that's what I was wondering. I was like, wow, are you putting a hit on me or what's going on? It's my first show. But that was kind of cool.
So, well, he could have screwed anything up too far yet. Give him an hour. I mean, what time is it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, we've got this plan to do all 7 days a week with morning show rate 1,000 subscribers to Cowboy State Daily. That's incredible. You think about what percentage of the entire population of Wyoming is that? It's pretty significant. And now expanding into the radio, and we've got these incredible the staff of reporters and correspondents all over the state. And little Jimmy Orr has put together quite an operation here at Cowboy State Daily, and you are the newest addition. And I got to tell you, from here I've got full Zoom room, and I don't see you with your glasses on all that often.
I don't like wearing them because then I
level of credibility there with your glasses on.
Well, that's funny because I had a lady yesterday, and she goes, "You used to not wear glasses at your last job," and I was like, "Well, now I have to because I'm getting old. I can't see now." So.
Yeah, and when I'm doing my show, that I don't wear glasses.
Wow, see,
I wear glasses. And I take them off because everything is up close and I can see it. So
where are you staying? You don't look like you're at a hotel. You at somebody's house?
Oh, it's a hotel, all right.
Okay.
And Deb's in the other room, and she can hear me loud and clear. I'm sure she loves it when I get up this early. What a trooper, huh?
Yeah.
So I'll buy her breakfast for being a good sport. But it's a blast. This is an incredible event. It's an annual thing. We get to go sometimes. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes you get a good substitute host to cover, and you can cruise on over to cool Deadwood nights. And it's cool here, beautiful. I mean, it's like the high today is going to be 71.
Wow.
Perfect.
Perfect, yes.
So you betcha.
After it's been 100 here.
The trick was that they accommodated us, and we're good. We had 2 of our dog sitters bail on us, and we were running out of options.
Yeah.
So we begged and said, "Hey, he's a good boy.
He's a good dog." So that's good. Well, right on. Well, thanks, Bags, for jumping in the Zoom room. So I know
we're checking you out. We're watching you, man. We're like the big brother, hovering over the top of you. Let's see what happens next. But no, you're doing great. You sound great. I like that story you did on Pamela Anderson. And I'll agree with you. She looks pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know how old
where
she is.
She's at in the world. She's not too bad.
Hey, Suri, how old's Pamela Anderson? 58.
Well, kudos to her. Yeah. She's doing something right, I guess. But as far as her carrying a movie as the lead, the star, we'll see.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, but it was whatever. Yeah,
we always have our reruns of her running on the beach, though, right?
Exactly. Well, and I felt old because I was telling one of my coworkers at my job about, and they're like, "Who's Pamela?" They didn't know who Pamela Anderson was, so they're in their 20s. I was like, "Come on, dude, this was like the biggest sex symbol of the 90s. She was on Baywatch. She was in Playboy 5-6 times. It was like, she was married to Tommy Lee. Come on.
Yeah, who's she with now? Another big star, right?
I think she's with Liam Neeson now. I think they're actually
That's
dating.
Who it is.
Yeah.
That's who it is. She's Liam Neeson's squeeze. Well, all right. Well, I'm glad they're both happy. I'm a Liam Neeson fan too. So
yeah. So good for
that's
both.
Great.
Of them. Yeah.
Well, I'll let you get back to your show. Well, I just wanted to say thanks again, and Cowboy State Daily Radio gets another great one, morning show host.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
And Jeff Rickett. Thanks, pal.
Well, have fun at Deadwood. Yeah. Take her easy.
Oh,
I will.
I will.
All right. We'll see you.
See you, bud.
All right. There's Bags hanging out in Deadwood, South Dakota. There he goes. If I could figure out how to get my news. FileZilla arrow extension to quick connect, click CSN News. Arrow file connect. Yeah, I can't figure that out either. I didn't take good enough notes. Oh, quick connect file. Quick connect. Could not parse server. Click CSN News. I don't know. I think we're going to have old news running today. In MacBooks, like when you scroll up on the thing, it, Cowboy State Daily News, there's the one, but it says I'm not connected to any server. I don't know. So if we have old news, I apologize. Oh, Jake might be trying to, see? Jake's still listening. That guy, he needs something. An award. I don't know. Like Bag said, we need to get him a bottomless beer. All right, well, he's on Quick Connect. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now he's getting me hooked up. But yeah, if you saw the Naked Gun or not, give me a call, 307. Oh, see, there he goes. Now I just need to like drag him over to something, or maybe I'll have the right news now. We'll see. Jake's still messing with it. We've got like 4 minutes till the top of the hour. I was supposed to run a break, but I don't know if I can while I'm messing with him. Sad news the other night, if you're a rock fan. I wasn't a huge Mastodon fan, but this was sad. Did you see this? Which was crazy too, is it says he was the former guitarist and lead singer, which he was the man in Mastodon. Brett Hines. I guess he left the band earlier this year, or maybe last year, because I went to Aftershock last year, which is a 4-day rock festival in Sacramento, California, and they were there, and I wish I would have saw them. I'm kicking myself for not seeing them now, because Brett Hines, he was killed in a car crash in southeast Atlanta, Georgia, on Wednesday night. The guy was 51. 51. Yeah, I guess he was riding his bike, just cruising down the street, and a lady turned into him and killed him, hit him head on in Atlanta. The band issued a statement. We're in a state of unfathomable sadness and grief as Brett Hines passed away as a result of a tragic accident. We're heartbroken, shocked, and still trying to process the loss of this creative force with whom we've shared so many triumphs, milestones, and the creation of music that was touched the hearts of so many. Yeah, 51. It's crazy. I mean, it just still kind of gets to me, and I wasn't even a huge Mastodon fan. But, man, it says that officers arrived at the scene around 11:30 on Wednesday night. And an unresponsive male who was involved in the collision, he appeared to be operating a Harley-Davidson during the time of the collision. It says the other driver involved, a female who occupied a BMW SUV, remained on the scene. It says it indicates the male was traveling west on Boulevard. The female operating the BMW SUV failed to yield while turning left and collided into the male victim who was operating the Harley-Davidson. The investigation remains active at this time. Yeah, it's just crazy. I guess Tool's guitarist Adam Jones was the first to post an image of Brett early Thursday morning, and that kind of got the news, or people wondering what was going on. But he'd been the lead guitarist and vocalist for Mastodon since 2000. Yeah. Had remained with the band for 25 years. They had 8 studio albums. And then he departed March 7th, it looks like. Said, friends and fans, after 25 monumental years together, Mastodon and Brett Hines have mutually decided to part ways. So he was no longer with the band. But, yeah, just I saw all kinds of outpouring of people online giving their thoughts and tributes to Brett Hines. So rest in peace, Brett. Tough news. What does it say? He played his first show since exiting Mastodon on March 21st with his new band, Fiend Without a Face, in Atlanta, Georgia. But, yeah, awful. Well, we're approaching the top of the hour. if I can figure it out here, let's see. I don't know. I think I go to the radio news here. It's the top of the hour.
It's time to take a look at what's happening around Wyoming. From the Cowboy State Daily Newsroom, I'm Wendy Core. In February of 2024, Cody Roberts ran over a wolf with a snowmobile, brought it muzzled into a bar, and then shot it, setting off a firestorm of outrage across the globe. Although Roberts paid $250 last March toward a citation for violating Wyoming game and fish regulations against possessing wildlife, nearly 18 months later, a grand jury called for Roberts' indictment on a charge of felony cruelty to animals. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that to secure a conviction in this case, the top prosecutor in Sublette County will have to walk a tightrope of legal provisions and exceptions.
Really tricky because there's a felony cruelty to animals statute from 2024 that he can use that was in place at the time of the alleged torment, but it has an exception for lawful taking of wildlife. He can't point to Robert's earlier citation for unlawfully possessing wildlife because that actually doesn't cover wolves. So then he has to look at the 4 verbs within that exception and see whether what Roberts allegedly did is covered under a verb that's not within the exception.
There's also concerns that the case might open the door to animal cruelty allegation.
There is some concern that applying felony cruelty to animal charges in a wildlife case could spill over and have some negative effects on hunting or agriculture. Like a rancher goes to shoot a coyote that's killing his sheep and makes not the best shot and hits a coyote in the leg. Is he now going to face cruelty to animal charges? I've heard other people saying, nah, it applies properly to this case, but there's no real chance that it's going to spill over into other incidents and be misapplied to other cases. But that debate is out there.
In its 2025 legislative session, the state legislature passed a law criminalizing cruelty to wildlife. But prior to that, the state did have a felony animal cruelty law on the books, but it was routinely charged in cases involving domestic animals. As of Thursday, the Red Canyon Fire, the largest active wildfire in Wyoming, has burned nearly 127,000 acres in the southeastern corner of the Bighorn Basin and is 31% contained. Ranchers in the path of the huge fire are watching helplessly as their winter forage burns up. Cowboy State Daily's Jackie Dorothy spoke to several families who are now having to make heartbreaking decisions, like selling off their herds rather than watching them starve.
There's several issues, not just the grazing. We got the water loss, we got the grazing, and we also have the historic knowledge that these cows have. This is their home, so you have these cows that have calves every year, and they know where to take their calves. The ranchers who have had their rangeland devastated by this fire don't know quite the extent of the damage. They don't know.
Restrictions have been enacted throughout Wyoming, including Yellowstone National Park, as summer heat and low precipitation continue to dry out the parched landscape. I'll be back with more news right after this.
Find expert vascular care right here in Wyoming. Wyoming Interventional and Vascular Associates, or WIVA, is a division of Casper Medical Imaging and is home to experienced subspecialized physicians and physician assistants who provide comprehensive services to treat vascular disease. From PAD and AAA to venous disease, WIVA offers tailored solutions to get you back to enjoying the things you love. Schedule a consultation with WIVA today at caspermedicalimaging.net/WIVA or by calling 307-577-1003.
The age-old tale of predator and prey played out in dramatic fashion Sunday when a black bear in a full sprint chased down and killed a mule deer doe in full view of one of Yellowstone National Park's busiest highways. Cody residents Lauren and Cameron Newton were driving by and watched it happen. They told Outdoors reporter Mark Hines that it was a matter of having the incredible luck of being in just the right place at just the right time.
They were driving by just in time to catch a black bear chasing down and tackling and killing a mule deer doe. They think the doe might have had black bears, if they have the opportunity, if they have the opening to do something like that, they'll take advantage. They will chase down and kill a deer. So nothing unnatural, but it was just, again, these folks say they visit Yellowstone all the time. They've never seen anything like that or even close.
While the park always has something interesting to offer, it might be impossible to top the experience of watching a bear chase down a deer. And that's today's news. Get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by clicking on the
They're laughing at me. I don't blame them for laughing at me. That was the wrong sound effect, but hey, whatever. It's Jeff with you. Saturday mornings right here on CowboyStateDaily.com, filling in for our buddy Bags, who is in Deadwood at a classic car retreat. He's getting the bottomless beer is what he's doing. But give me a holler, 307-278-9598. We're going to head to the Zoom room where we have our first guest. Yes, Trevor Wilson. Trevor's been appointed as the commissioner of the Wyoming State High School Activities Association back July of 2023. He was the associate commissioner for the WHSAA for 18 years and then succeeded Ron Laird, who retired after 45 years as commissioner. He has experience as a teacher, coach, assistant principal, activities director, and more. Let's head to the Zoom room to chat with the one and only Trevor Wilson. Trevor, first, thanks so much for coming on.
Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
If we can find his mic. There we go. Can we hear
We're
you?
good.
Trevor? There we go.
Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Now we can hear him. No, thank you so much for coming on. Now he's small again. What's going on here? We'll see if Jay can fix you. But we can only see a mini Trevor Wilson. Well, we were just chatting. Boy, football season's about to begin. I just got an email from the Sheridan Officials Association to please help ref football, Trevor. It just keeps getting worse every year. I mean, I've been an official off and on for over 10 years. I know it's a huge focus for you. What can we do?
Well, just what our local associations are doing, trying to get folks involved. I mean, we've asked our schools to help out, our coaches to maybe reach out to some of those kids that have been in their programs, even gone on to UW or wherever they're at, came back to the Sheridan, for example, and try to get those kids involved and give back. But it's a struggle, and football is one of the toughest ones. And I think the reason, it's just an opinion, why football is because you can't just pick up your shoes and a whistle and go officiate a football game. You kind of need some white hat person, some head referee to teach you. So it's a lot more difficult, and we struggle, and we've struggled for years, and it's not getting much better for the sport of football, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, basketball, you need 2-3 guys. Football, you need 4 or 5, so that makes it even rougher. And then the end of the season and the weather and traveling, and it's just it's rough. So anybody out there, if you want to officiate and you're in the state of Wyoming, reach out to any association, and they will gladly open their arms to help you in.
Or give our office a call. We'd love to. Yeah.
Exactly. Or give the Wyoming High School State Activities Association a call. The Bronx, the Sheridan Bronx, 43-game winning streak, which is incredible. I mean, they start with South, so I'm thinking it's going to be 44. Can they keep it going again this year?
Well, I mean, I'm not the expert, but I say they're the team to beat until somebody beats them. And 43 in a row is absolutely amazing. Dudes out there, but man, they're fast, they're shifty, they're well coached, they're disciplined. They're fun to watch. So I put them on the top of the list until somebody knocks them off.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I did play-by-play for 10 years with Jeff. It's just insane. I mean, people try into their programs to emulate Sheridan. What is it? Is it tradition? Is it? I mean, because they're the smallest school. That was always what Don preached. We were the smallest 4A school. Let's not hold that down. It's just incredible what they've done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the answer, but tradition is certainly part of it. But it's culture. They've built that culture, and those kids have bought in. And it's been I don't know how many years, but 15 years that they've been very, very successful. Maybe not at this level right now, but I think their culture is fantastic, and Don Julian certainly started that, created that, and Jeff's kept that going and more. So, I don't have the answer. Plus, they get some good kids. I mean, let's be honest, they do have some good athletes, and that certainly helps. That makes a good coach if you have good athletes.
Yeah, they always got some kid that can run a 4.
They do.
40 years. It's insane.
And the special teams, I mean, have always been unbelievable. I mean, kickoff return, punt return. I don't know how many touchdowns they've scored on special teams, but
I was thinking back to when I was calling games. Natrona, your kid in 2014, that team was insane. Their defense, I was looking at it, I think they had 5 shutouts. They had probably 3 or 4 games where the team only scored a touchdown. The first game of the year, I think Central scored 20 on them, and that was the most they gave up all year. They went undefeated. That team was insane. I mean, how do you remember that year?
Well, it was. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but we had some great coaches to start with, but some great athletes. I think we ended up with 3 Division I kids and 3 others that played Division II football. So great group of kids. They worked hard. I remember one of the games that Coach Julian. He's a competitor, but he was so frustrated because he just could not figure out how to score against our guys. And we had some great athletes, and like I said, our coaches put them in the right spot. But it doesn't seem like it was 2014, but it certainly was.
No,
good memory.
It doesn't seem like that at all. And I remember that. You guys shut out Sheridan twice. Both times that year. Yeah. And Don was, I think that was the first time he'd been shut out ever.
Furious.
In his entire coaching career. And he was, Steve had to feel real good that year.
That was a while ago. I think the Bronx have gotten back at him. So.
Yeah, I think they've got their revenge a little bit. But Logan, your son, was that the plan when he went to Wyoming? Because wasn't he a cornerback at Natrona and then he went to linebacker? Was that always the plan?
Well, I don't think anybody could plan that out. If we're being honest, my plan for him was his only chance to get a Division I scholarship was as a kicker. So I hauled him around to some kicking camps when he was younger, and even up till he was like maybe a freshman in high school. So that was my thought, that he would be a kicker. It was his only chance. So you just never know. He worked hard. He grew. He had obviously some athleticism. But when he went to Wyoming, I think Coach Bull, just had a plan that he was going to be a linebacker. His frame, he was 6'2", probably 205 pounds when he got to college. And, he'd never played linebacker in his life. Always been a corner, DB of some sort. And you just never know. And again, Coach Bull, I credit all the credit in the world goes to him and his program for helping Logan out, putting him in the right spot. And, he got a little lucky when he was a freshman, as the dude in front of him got hurt and then transferred. So, he was the next man up, and, a lot of times you don't get that chance as a freshman. And, he took advantage of it. He stayed healthy, knock on wood, and that certainly helps, and had a great career at the University of Wyoming. So, but to say that was planned, absolutely not by me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I was looking at pictures of him last night, and he's big, but you would think an NFL middle linebacker would just be some huge guy. It just tells you how much of a stud he is to pull it off. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's about 240, 245, somewhere in there. But he's been like that. He's played that at UW, too. He was 235, 240. Back one year, got up to 250, but that was too heavy. He was a little too chubby at that weight. But it's very surreal, and I hope he can continue on. Probably has his contract. He would have this year plus 2 more, and I think that would be the best case scenario, and then retire and right off into the sunset.
Yeah, because I think was he 6 years, 7 years now? Yeah, so 8-9 years in the NFL as a linebacker. It's
a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah,
it's a lot.
Crazy. Well, let's talk about nil money. Wyoming's smaller. I don't think I don't know if we've seen it much, but what are we thinking about this nil money or high school kids and what's happening?
Well, we last spring we've talked about NIL for a long time in our state, and just as a reference point, there's 42 states right now, high schools, that allow name, image, and likeness for their high school kids. So we put out a proposal last spring. It did pass our board of directors and was pretty much overwhelmingly supported by our schools. But since then, it's kind of a lot of the superintendents have decided, this isn't really something that we want in our state. So I don't know. It's going to come back out in September as a second reading item, but I don't really feel like it's going to pass. I would be kind of surprised if it does. So at this time, Jeff, unless something changes, we don't allow name, image, and likeness in Wyoming.
Okay.
And like I said, I don't anticipate it passing, but it's possible. Then, of course, if it passes, then we would allow it. Our policy is very restrictive, as most high schools are. And I think that the one thing that it's just different. The college NIL is just crazy. It's all over the place. It's millions and millions and millions of dollars. Plus, they don't have transfer rules. I mean, kids can just go wherever they want. We would stick with our high school rules, our transfer rules. You have to move with family, all that stuff. Not that something couldn't happen, but we have undue influence rules. And so I don't know. I mean, I felt like at the time our kids deserved the same opportunity as maybe other states, but I certainly understand the hesitancy from our schools that, hey, this isn't maybe a road we want to go down. We're pretty conservative in our state, and I certainly understand that as well.
Yeah, like you said, there's college players making millions of dollars.
Insane. I
mean, it's and the transfer, it's the wild, wild west
in
college football. They need to do something. I mean, in college basketball, it's the same way. I mean, the kid that's going to BYU is making what, $4 million? It's insane.
Yeah. And it hurts like programs like University of Wyoming where we might get maybe a 2-star kid that ends up being really, really, really good. Well, chances of them staying for more than 1 year are so slim. But that's the way it is. I don't know what the recommended changes are, but I hope something changes.
Yeah, they need to figure something out. We're chatting with Trevor Wilson. He's the commissioner of the Wyoming Activities Association. I mean, a couple of years with sport teams, which is impossible. How hard is it to schedule games every single year?
Well, it is impossible if you don't travel in Wyoming. I mean, we try to do our very best. Our schools try to do their very best. The one thing we did, you probably 2, maybe 4, years ago, we did put a cap on all sports that you could only play X amount of contests or X amount of games. So that has certainly helped some of those activities, but it's hard. I mean, we have 70 high schools in our state, and we're spread out all over the place. So travel is just something that we do. And again, our schools, and when we have a chance, we try to do the best thing we can, but sometimes it's not easy to eliminate long distances. I mean, you guys know in Sheridan,
yeah.
I mean, your closest game's 2 hours. That's Campbell County Thunder Basin. And then, you play 3 times in Cheyenne, not necessarily all away, but that's 4 hours plus. Casper's 2 hours. So, I mean, but you guys are used to it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who else are we going to play?
I was so excited when we stopped playing Evanston. I was like, wow, thank you. I don't have to go to Evanston and Rock Springs in the same year. That was just, it's crazy, the travel time and, what these guys have to do and what they miss. I mean, it's just, and there's no way around it.
No, and you think about, Sheridan, obviously you guys travel, but think about Evanstons and Cokevilles and Star Valleys and Jacksons. I mean, they have to go east to play anybody. I mean, they're 10 miles from Idaho, doing what we do and try to do what's best, but to eliminate travel is just impossible.
Yeah, it's insane. And now, is it this year that the shot clock is starting in basketball?
So this year we're going to allow the shot clock for non-conference and tournament play, just so that our kids can get used to it a little bit, our coaches can get used to it a little bit, and then we can also train some people, because that's a pretty big for non-conference and tournament play. And then in 26, 27, that will be when it's official for all contests.
Okay. Because what's it been? Because the last couple of years there's always been talk about it, but there was like schools that didn't want to do it or didn't want to pay for it, or then you need another person manning it. I mean, has it been a combo of everything?
A little bit of everything. I think it started as a proposal for all classes. And at that point, the small schools really didn't want to go that route. So the 3A, 4A folks decided, well, we'll just put it in as a 3A, 4A proposal. And it passed. So once it passed, then the 3A, 4A, then the 1A, 2A school says, okay, we're doing for me, because we don't obviously have to pay for those, is the folks running the shot clock. I mean, we sometimes struggle to get, keep the correct score or the foul count or all that stuff. And now we're adding another position that's very, very critical. So we'll see. I hope it works. Obviously, other states have done it, and it works there. And I think it does benefit the game. It does speed it up a little bit. You don't have people holding the ball for 5 minutes, So we'll see.
Yeah. I remember when Central years ago, when they would just cross half court and the guy would just stand there with the ball for minutes. Yeah. It's just like, give us a shot clock.
Yeah, and some of that is, and the coach, I'm not a basketball coach, but I've heard a lot of coaches that I respect kind of takes it out of, let's just take Evanston, for example. Back in the days when Bubba was coaching at Evanston, he had to slow the game down in order to keep up to slow it down. And it might be ugly and it might not be entertaining, but it gave his team a chance to be competitive and to win those games. And this kind of takes it out of their hands for that instance anyway. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
There'll definitely be some growing pains because as a basketball official, it's already bad enough, to keep the right score, to keep the right foul count, to keep everything else, and then we're going to throw another layer on it.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
It'll be a challenge. I mean, we'll make it work. We always do, but there will be some growing pains, and that's the biggest reason why we're going to allow a little bit of practice this year, so that next year it's a little easier for our folks to adjust.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Start slow, non-conference, whatever, and we'll do it next year. I was at work the other day, and a couple little girls came in, and one of the little girls was a wrestler, and she was like, even now in the little girls wrestling, it's all girls against girls, which I was like, that's awesome. And I mean, we've seen girls wrestling just blow up in high schools now. I mean, that's got to be awesome to see the evolution of wrestling.
It has been awesome. And girls wrestling is the second, fastest growing sport. Allowing girls to wrestle. We had them compete against the boys because we just didn't know how many we would have. So that went on for 2 years. And finally just made the move that girls can only wrestle girls and boys will only wrestle boys. And it's been great. It's grown tremendously, and it's the best way to do it because when we had girls wrestling boys, it's not fair for either gender, especially if a girl happens to beat a boy. That's devastating. And then the other way around, most of the time the boys were dominating. That's not good for girls either. So this has been great. It's still going to continue to grow. We're seeing more and more specific girls head coaches. So it's not just our state tournament was awesome. Has been. I mean, it's the last 2 years when we've had girls only versus girls, and then the 3 boys classes. That event center is rocking. It's packed, and it's a pretty cool environment.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the Oatkin girl here, I think she just went to a college in Chicago. Or
lots of opportunities, and that sport at the college level is growing as well with girls wrestling. So it does provide some extra opportunities for our kids. Yeah, and Beck is tough, man. She's you said Chicago. I couldn't remember what school she's going to, but she's good, and I wish her the best. Hopefully she does well and represents our state.
Yeah,
as she has the last several years.
She should do great. I think I talked to her a couple of weeks ago before she left, and she blew out her elbow or something last year, and she's been rehabbing and getting back. But she's gonna be, and she's just a sweet girl.
I don't know her that well, but I just know she's tough.
Yeah, and then she just goes and rips people's heads off on the mat.
So she's tough.
That's good. Well, let's take a quick break here, and we'll come back and chat more with Trevor Wilson, the commissioner of the Wyoming Activities Association, right here on Cowboy State Daily.
From Yellowstone to Devil's Tower, the Bighorn Mountains to the Teton Range, Cheyenne to Sheridan, Rawlins to Ralston, Cowboy State Daily Morning Show covers the state like no other radio show or podcast. We love Lovell. We're eager to share the stories of Story, Will Crow About Crowheart, and Yodel Over Yoder. Whether you make your home in Sweetwater, Chugwater, Powder River, or Green River, the Cowboy State Daily Morning Show will make you feel right at home. Jeffrey City, Atlantic City, we see you. Little America, Big Piney, you're on our radar. Howdy, Wapiti, Meeteetse, Shoshone, Ten Sleep, good morning, welcome, Torrington, Weston, west of Midwest, north of Newcastle, and south of Sundance. Border to border, we love Wyoming and every one of its communities, bar none.
This is the Cowboy State Daily Radio Network.
When you hear the words nonprofit organization, what comes to mind? Is it a place your dog called home before finding you? Is it an organization that supports accessibility? Is it a place that ensures your safety and that of those you love? That protects endangered wildlife and habitats or fights for our most basic needs? It's impossible to show all the ways nonprofit organizations make a difference in our world. One animal, one person, one cause at a time, but it's not impossible to be part of it. When you give what you have to a nonprofit organization that needs what you can give, you help promote, protect, and strengthen the reach of these incredible organizations. The Nonprofit Alliance is here, helping connect people like you to the nonprofits that enrich your life, your community, and the world we share. Reach out to a nonprofit organization that inspires you today to find how you can help make the world a better place.
The challenges our planet's animals are facing sometimes feel a bit heavy.
The animals haven't eaten in a day, 2 days, they haven't drank anything, they're cold, they're dehydrated.
As soon as we started our descent, everywhere I could see was mud. Just absolutely mud.
The country has been in prolonged drought for so long, it was like a tinderbox waiting to go up.
Okay, very heavy. Each of us wants to be part of the solution, and we can be. Remember that there's good happening right now. At home.
All right, we were able to get into your unit, and we have all 4 of your cats. So,
okay.
And around the world. For any animal in any disaster. So let's focus on that, right? Be part of the solution, one rescue at a time. Search ifa.org/disaster ready.
All right. There we go. Back here. Saturday mornings with your buddy Bags. Well, Bags is on vacay today. It's your buddy Jeff hanging out with you. 7:29 on our Saturday morning. Let's head back into the Zoom room where we have the commissioner of the Wyoming Activities Association, Mr. Trevor Wilson. There he is. We were just talking about girls' sports, and I mean, you mentioned it, which I saw that somebody from out of state said their daughter was playing flag football and something else, and you just mentioned it. Flag football for girls is one of the fastest growing sports. We've got flag football, we've got softball, we've got wrestling. How can we do it all, Trevor?
Well, that's kind of where we're at. I mean, we've added, as you know, we have added softball and girls wrestling in the last 5 years. Those are been great for us. We actually have one more female sport than we do boys sport right now. So that's a good thing. And flag football, I think, would be great. Number one, I don't know how many, we haven't had a lot of push from our schools. In fact, we've had zero push from our schools. And the fact that we just only have so many kids that can do so many things. And I'm not opposed to it. I just think we're going to take it slow and just kind of get some feedback from our schools. But the NFL's reached out to us, the Denver Broncos. I mean, there's ways that some of those NFL teams will help support it. It still comes down to us to having enough kids to be able to do that, plus referees. I mean, we just talked about earlier the struggle for football officials, and now we're adding more for the same season. So there's a lot of things, and again, we're not actively recruiting girls flag at this time. We'll kind of wait and see what our schools think, but I think it's a great sport, but I just don't know that we have enough kids to do it.
Yeah, well, like you said, I mean, the kids are already so thin with doing 50 different activities and everything else right now. It's just, I don't know if we're big enough yet, but we'll see. It always starts from like the ground up, or, you know, other associations starting stuff, and then it builds momentum, and then the schools get involved. I mean, it's kind of been with lacrosse the last decade. It's just kind of grown slowly across the state.
Yeah, Montana has it, and they've had it for a number of years. The Atlanta Falcons owner has huge ties to the state of Montana. I think he has a big residence somewhere in Big Sky, Bozeman area. So they've had it for a number of years, and he's kind of been the person behind it. So it's the NFL is certainly supporting it. It's just I just don't know how many kids we have that can do that, do everything.
Yeah, do everything. What's the biggest hurdle this year for you guys?
Well, right now we're just in our office, or at least my office. I'm trying to get the next reclassification numbers. So this is the year that we do that. This school year, 25-26, is the last year of this current reclass cycle. So the numbers I get from the state that the schools turn in, I'm getting those compiled. I hope to send those out to our schools sometime next week. But that will be for the 26-27 and 27-28 school year. So just tentatively looking at the numbers, there's going to be a few changes, and I don't know if they're always great, but we'll just see where it goes. It's always a stressful time for our schools to see what class they're in.
Yeah, I mean that's especially if you're at the bottom or the top of each one. If you're moving up or moving down, it's never usually good. Because what is that, like every 5 years?
We do it every 2 years.
Oh, every 2 years.
Yeah, so it just seems like we do it every 6 months. It feels like it, but yeah, we reclassify every 2 years and have done that for, I don't know, I've been in the state for 25 years and we've done it that way for a long, long time.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned South. I mean, I know you guys have struggled with Cheyenne South through the years because, I mean, it just seems like they can never get any momentum going. Has there ever been talk about moving them down, or is it just no?
Well, yeah, the school, we don't, as an association, we don't.
Yeah, their numbers are too big.
Tell schools they have to opt down, but I know that Cheyenne South has talked about it, and you know the bad part, if you opt down, then you have no chance to compete in the playoffs, which right now they've struggled, and I don't have the answers. I mean, their numbers. I think I talked to Wendy Johnson at Cheyenne South Thursday. Numbers are still not great. I think they have six seniors, like 11 juniors, and then a few extra sophomores, and that's just tough for a 4A program. And they, their plan is to try to play a full schedule. They're going to each game evaluate at halftime and see if they want to continue. But it's hard not only for them, but it's also hard for, let's just take a Sheridan that's going to play them. And, if the score is 60-0 or whatever, that doesn't look good for anybody. But no one, I believe, is trying to run up the score on Cheyenne South. I don't believe our coaches are doing that. But when you put a kid out there, if you're not taking a knee, you want them to play hard. I mean, if you have a freshman out there, you want them to play hard. So our team's working hard. They just need to get kids out so that they can be more competitive. And I hope it starts this year. I just don't know.
Yeah, it seems like when I was covering them, they'd have good numbers of freshmen and sophomores, and then it'd just get worse with juniors and seniors. Because, I mean, it's just – you don't blame the kids when you can't win a game. It's just got to be so frustrating. By the time you're a senior, you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah, you're not winning games. Plus, you're physically getting beat up. I mean, it's one thing if you get beat in a basketball game or a volleyball match or whatever, but football's, as you know, a contact sport, and you're not only losing on the scoreboard, you're getting beat up, injured, and just no fun for anybody.
Yeah, no, not at all. We're chatting with Trevor Wilson, the commissioner of the Wyoming Activities Association. Now, you're in Casper, which is crazy, which Logan, your son, who plays for the Cincinnati Bengals, he still lives in Casper.
Yeah, he part-time. I mean, he's still he's in Cincy more than he's in Casper. And yeah, they have a house here, and I don't know where they'll end up living for sure when he's done playing. They've certainly highly considering your neck of the woods in Sheridan, but we'll see. They want to. I think they want to stick around in Wyoming, and Sheridan certainly is a great community, and the wind is not quite as bad as it is here in town. So they took a little trip to the Powderhorn and met some people there about a month ago, and his wife really liked it, and obviously it's a very beautiful community. So we'll see what happens, but he's a Wyoming kid, and he wants to stick around at least close to Wyoming somewhere. And he's not a big city kid. He's a big city kid now because he has to be, but he wants to come back to Wyoming.
Yeah. I saw some pictures that they were here for Wild Rodeo Week, or they were hanging out in Sheridan for a little while. Because how does it work? Does he have a place in Cincinnati? Does he have an apartment there, or just stays there for the season? Or
they have a house that's actually in Kentucky. It's right across the Ohio River. A lot of the teams or a lot of players have houses in Kentucky. Taxes are better. Plus, it's closer than, somewhere in Cincinnati. It might be a 30-minute drive to the stadium where he has 10.
Oh, wow.
10 minutes. So, yeah, they have a place there. And like I said, a place here. And once the season's over, they tries to come back here if he can. And then, like he did do a couple of camps here, some fundraisers, did one in Casper, one in Laramie. I think they ended up raising like $90,000 for nonprofits. So that's pretty cool. He just likes to give back. And like I said, he's a Wyoming kid, and people don't really understand when he was going to college. I mean, he was, as you know, you only have one 4-year university at the university, and he had the best fans and the best supporting cast ever. And it was just a cool thing to see. And it still exists. Just
brand to Wyoming nonprofits. And there was like 5 or 6, and also some to the University of Wyoming athletics program. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It was, I think the Laramie camp, we had 450 kids, and Casper, I think they had the same. So about 900 kids attended the camp. It's cool. I mean, it's mass chaos. I don't know how much they're actually learning, but it's so cool to see the kids smile on their face when they get to meet Logan, and just having fun. Basically, that's what it is. Having fun and getting to play a little football, but it's organized chaos.
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, the smiles on the kid's face, and even I saw some huge smiles on his face when he's chasing the kids around, and he's got to feel like a rock star.
And even the parents are so thankful and grateful that he's doing that, and it's just cool. I mean, there's nothing negative about what's going on those Saturdays when there's camp going on. So it's just fun time.
Yeah, that's great. How do you get to go to a game every year, or how does that work?
I usually go to, as you know, they're playing the Broncos on a Monday night.
Yeah,
I think it's 28th. I don't know, 29th of September. So it's the first game of year 4. Just depends, It's this year. I think I have, I'll be at 4 games, Bronco game, and then 3 home games. So
nice.
It's fun, and it'll be over fast, and then I'll be wondering what to do with all my free time.
Yeah, I'm a Steeler fan, and my kid's a Bengals fan, which he had to be a rival of the Steelers, and he took the team with the cool uniforms when he was a kid. But we went out to Pittsburgh a couple years ago and went to the Bengals Steelers, and Logan was there. And
which game was that? You remember? Was it late?
It was around Thanksgiving. We froze. It was so cold.
I think I was at that game. I flew to Cincy and then drove to Pittsburgh for the game. It was very cold. Did it rain a little bit? Like a little light?
Might have, yeah, because it was flexed. It was supposed to be a night game, and thank God they moved it to the day, because I was like, we would have died if it would have been at night.
I was at that game. It was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, near nighttime would have been worse.
Yeah, it was bad. It was brutal. And then since he won, which
Yeah. Good for us, but bad for you.
Yeah, and we were right behind the Cincinnati bench, so my kid loved that, and
that's cool.
He got harassed by all the Pittsburgh fans, and he was in his Bengals attire. I was in my Steeler attire, and we had a great time.
What grade your son?
He's 23. He just graduated from UW.
Yeah. Okay. Is he in town? Back in town?
Yeah, he is now. He's getting ready to move again, or he's trying to figure out his life.
Well, 23 years old. I didn't know what I was wanting to do with my life either.
Yeah, I said, just go do something.
Exactly.
See how it goes. The cutest video, if you go to like Logan's Facebook page, is his daughter running out on the field. I think you've probably seen this. Her running into his arms. It'll just melt your heart.
It's pretty cool, and she's a sweetheart. Obviously, I'm biased, but my first granddaughter, and she's a cutie, and that was a cool video. In fact, I think I have it on my phone because Morgan sent it to me. So it's pretty cool. He's a good dad, good family person, has a great wife, and That's why he wants to play maybe 2-3 more years and then just be a full-time dad.
Yeah. No, like we said, 9 years in the NFL would be crazy. That's a long time. Well, what do you do, Trevor, to stay in shape?
I love to work out. I mean, every morning I get up at 3:30 in the morning, but I go to bed early. So
oh, jeez.
I'm in bed by 8 o'clock, up at 3:30, getting some sort of workout. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go up to the bridle trail, get a little hike in. Just like to stay busy. It's the only way I can start my day. I've done that for most of my life. And so, yeah, 3:30 is early. It's silly early, but I go to bed early too. So it's not like I'm not getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, wow. I mean, Friday, put the pedal to the metal because it all begins again for you, Trevor. What do you look forward to every year?
Well, for us, I don't get to go out quite as much to games as I used to, but there's, we sit in our office, at least in our office, we don't get to be around kids. So the only time we get to be around kids is when we're going out to events. So I look forward to Friday nights, attending a few volleyball games as well. And then, it goes so fast. State golf is, I don't have the date, but it's like 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away. Tennis is the following week. So it just keeps going and going and going. It's so fast. So, but I just look forward to getting out, watching our kids compete. I don't have any direct ties to them, so I'm kind of away from it. But that's the best part. And that's why we do what we do, so we can give our kids opportunities to have success or not on the court or the field or wherever it might be.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's amazing what you guys do every year because, man, the scheduling, the teams, it's just well,
we have great schools. We have, I think we have the best coaches, administrators. I mean, not that it's easy, but we have great people that are mostly in it for the right reasons, and that makes our job much, much easier. We're small, so we kind of know everybody, and we just all work together. And it's, like I said, it's been the best. I go to some national meetings on occasion, and so thankful and grateful that we're in our state and we have our small problems that we deal with, that we just don't have to deal with a lot of stuff that others do. And I'm very thankful and grateful for that.
Yeah. Well, right on. We'll go check him out. Trevor Wilson, the commissioner of the Wyoming Activities Association. You can go to WHSAA.org, I think it is.
Or
check out their website.
Yeah.
And if you want to referee anything,
get
a hold of their office, get a hold of any local association, and they'll definitely get you in the right spot. But Trevor, thanks so much for joining us this morning on the show. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. I appreciate you having me.
All righty. There he is, Trevor Wilson with the Wyoming High School Activities Association. We appreciate him coming on. If you'd like to chat, what's your thoughts on what we just chatted about? 307-278-9598. Let's see if he's still in the Zoom room, but we can let him go here. But we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more right here on the Saturday show. Not with your buddy Bags.
From Yellowstone.
Every day, I'm Riley Strand, videographer and production assistant for Cowboy State Daily Video News. Every day, host Wendy Core and I talk to the experienced journalists who are covering the topics, issues, and people that are important to Wyomingites. And in our daily newscast, we bring you their stories. Tune in to Cowboy State Daily Video News every morning, only on cowboystatedaily.com.
You're listening to the Cowboy State Daily Radio Network.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Logan Wilson here at the M Building in Casper, Wyoming. They do more than just support businesses and private events. They support nonprofits by offering reduced rates to help the community thrive. The staff here at the M Building have been incredible in helping me organize a fantastic event. They are great partners for those who want to make a positive impact on the community. Come check out the M for your next event.
In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music just like other families do over sports, camping, or other interests. And we talked. Little everyday conversations from silly to serious that built a foundation over time. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic.
Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life. And I was so grateful that you and Mom had become these sober, stable people who were always there for me.
I wanted you to know from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, whether it's music or anything else. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Hola. About 11 minutes till the top of the hour. Jeff hanging in with you here, or hanging out with you here, filling in for your buddy Bags. It's Cowboy State Daily show with Bags on Saturday morning. Our buddy Bags is in Deadwood, South Dakota, hanging out for Big Bed. Big thanks to Trevor Wilson, the commissioner of the Wyoming Activities Association, was just on this show. What'd you think of the interview? What'd you think of what Trevor had to say? Give me a call, 307-278-9598. Let me make sure I still have my calling thing up. Yeah, you can also maybe I got a couple text messages. Hey, it's Diane. We're listening. Hey, thanks, Diane. It says, hey, Jeff, tuned in from sunny New York. Great to hear you on the air. Hey, thanks, guys. That was just an hour ago. I'm slow on the text messages, I guess. But, yeah, give me a shout. We'll put you on the air. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can throw one up here. I just downloaded some. Yeah. Did you see this? Have you seen this week? This is crazy. These weird, I started seeing them last week, of like rabbits, crazy rabbits in Colorado that they thought were possessed. It says freaky photos of black bubbled deer go viral after fears of zombie rabbits and squirrels spread. Oh dear. Here we go. Yes, nightmarish photos of deer growing mutant-like black bubbles are now spreading like wildfire on social media. Soon after sightings of growth-ravaged squirrels and rabbits across the U.S. sparked fears of disease outbreaks. I mean, look at this deer. That's crazy. I guess, let's see, it's like a non-cancerous growth or something. It says, despite being grotesque looking, the golf ball size warts, officially known as fibromass, are just non-cancerous tumors, according to wildlife officials. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look like it feels good. That's insane. Let's see here. Here's another one. Oh, did I pull it up? No. Hold on here. No. I want the other one. There we go. Okay, now, there we go. I mean, look at this. That just looks like it hurts. The warts, which can spread from deer to deer, most often grow on the animal's head and neck, but rarely affect overall health. The freaky photos started going viral after sightings of zombie squirrels and Frankenstein rabbits stoked concerns about possible plague outbreaks across the country. The golf ball-sized warts, officially known as fibro, out of their heads in Colorado, Minnesota, and Nebraska, recently prompted warnings to steer clear of the mutated creatures. Ouch. Yeah, that does not Does not look good at all. But, yeah, well, it looks like it hurts. It says the unsettling deformities are the result of cottontail papilloma virus, a bug that spreads when mosquitoes, ticks, or fleas bite the infected bunnies and then pass it along to the others. Well, thanks a lot, mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas. Days later, squirrels covered in pus-filled boils were reportedly spotted sulking through parts of Maine. Ouch. That's not good. They were quickly dubbed zombie squirrels. It's a viral skin disease. Please do not start spreading to humans. That's not good. What do you think of them? Give me a call, 307-278-9598. Anybody out there? Is anybody out there? Anybody listening? Ooh, do I have another text message? Logan Wilson, 9 years in the NFL. What a stud. Wyoming proud of him. Yeah, we are. Who do you think's bigger? Josh Allen or Logan Wilson for the state of Wyoming? Josh has kind of stolen some of Logan's thunder because Logan, guy now with the Buffalo Bills. But what do you think? Logan or Josh? Who are you taking? I know my kid is taking Logan Wilson. He's actually got a Logan Wilson jersey. I'm pretty sure of it. But, yeah, what a stud. Definitely Wyoming proud. And that game, that Monday night game with the Broncos, my kid was looking at it, and the tickets are insane. I think the nosebleeds were like $300 or something. It was just crazy. Speaking of insanely priced tickets, my wife and I, like I said in the first hour, just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary. And our birthday's coming up in February again. Last year we turned 50. We were going to go to Chico Hot Springs, and she got sick the weekend of, so we never went. I've never been to Chico Hot Springs. I've always heard great things about it, but that was going to be my first time, but we had to cancel, and we didn't make it. But when we just had our wedding anniversary, we were like, well, let's think about doing something. Maybe going back to Chico. When I was looking, I went to Vegas and to see what was going on in Las Vegas. And Def Leppard, who's one of her favorite bands, she hates going to concerts. The only concert she's really been to, she's been to Def Leppard a couple times. And I think that was the last concert she's been to now. So they're having a residency in Vegas around that time. And I was looking, and holy cow, they're playing like every other day. It was like February 10th. Her birthday's February 11th, like the 10th, the 12th, and the 14th, which I figured Valentine's Day would be more expensive, but it really doesn't matter. There's 3 sections, like Section 1, Section 2, Section 300, the different levels in Caesars or wherever they're playing. I think they're playing at the Caesars Coliseum or something. The lowest price ticket, I think it was around $200. I was like, really? And this is standard pricing. $200 to like $1,000. In the first section, it was $1,000. I was like, are you kidding me? This is standard price tickets for Def Leppard in Las Vegas? I couldn't believe it. I was like, I knew it'd probably be a little bit, but I was thinking, $200-$300 would be the top level, not the bottom level, for pricing wise. I was like, well, I don't know about that. And then I watched Def Leppard on AGT this week, came out and performed Pour Some Sugar on Me, and I was like, I don't know if I want to spend $1,000 or, and then you got to get to Vegas, stay in Vegas. And I haven't been to Vegas in years, probably 15 years now, which is sad. I was born in Las Vegas. I lived in Vegas till I was 9 and then moved to Buffalo, Wyoming. But, yeah, and I haven't been back, I think, since my son was 7 or 8, and he's now 23. I think it's been 14, 15 years. I think the last time we went to the Wyoming Cowboys playing UNLV in football, and that was back, I think, when, was it Austin Carter Samuels was our quarterback? One of them that was here and then left. I can't remember if it was him or the guy after him or before him, but, yeah, we had great tickets because nobody goes to the UNLV football games. We were like 2 rows behind the Wyoming bench, and I think we ended up losing. which, figures. That's my luck. Every time I go, I've been to Vegas forever, and I want to go back because I haven't seen Vegas forever. And when I went back last time, I think it was last time or 2 times ago, was the first time I went back to my childhood home. And we didn't grow up in the best part of town in Vegas. And when I went back, I called my mom outside of the front of my house. And it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. I was like, hey, Mom, I'm guess where I'm at? She's like, where? I'm standing out in front of our house in Las Vegas. She's like, what are you doing? Get out of there. You're going to get shot. I was like, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, Mom. There's construction workers, like 2 houses down working. I think I'm all right. I don't think somebody's going to drive by and pop me off just as I'm standing out in front of my old house, which we hope not anyway. But yeah, the place was run down. It was in shambles. There was like a camper topper on the roof with all the windows broken out of it. There was blankets as curtains on all the windows. It was sad. And that was the first time I'd been back since I left. And I was just like, man, this is my old house. It was so tiny. It was a little square house. The crazy thing was there was a palm tree in our front yard that we used to run around when we were kids. That was, like 3 feet, 4 feet tall. The thing was 20 feet in the air when I went back. But yeah, it's crazy. We got a couple guests. Donnie from the Lowdown Dirty Heathens coming up at the top of the hour, and more right here on your Saturday show with your buddy Bags. Well, Bags is on vacation. It's Jeff Riggett hanging out. 307-278-9598. Give me a call.
It's time to take a look at what's happening around Wyoming. From the Cowboy State Daily newsroom, I'm Wendy Core. In February of 2024, Cody Roberts ran over a wolf with a snowmobile, brought it muzzled into a bar, and then shot it, setting off a firestorm of outrage across the globe. Although Roberts paid $250 last March toward a citation for violating Wyoming game and fish regulations against possessing wildlife, nearly 18 months later, a grand jury called for Roberts' indictment on a charge of felony cruelty to animals. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that to secure a conviction in this case, the top prosecutor in Sublette County will have to walk a tightrope of legal provisions and exceptions.
Really tricky because there's a felony cruelty to animals statute from 2024 that he can use that was in place at the time of the alleged torment, but it has an exception for lawful taking of wildlife. He can't point to Roberts' earlier citation for unlawfully possessing wildlife because that actually doesn't cover wolves. So then he has to look at the 4 verbs within that exception and see whether what Roberts allegedly did is covered under a verb that's not within the exception.
There's also concerns that the case might open the door to animal cruelty allegations being brought against hunters or ranchers protecting their livestock from predators. Cowboy State Daily's Mark Hines spoke to experts on both sides of that question.
There is some concern that applying felony cruelty to animal charges in a wild and makes not the best shot and hits a coyote in the leg. Is he now going to face cruelty to animal charges? I've heard other people saying, nah, it applies properly to this case, but there's no real chance that it's going to spill over into other incidents and be misapplied to other cases. But that debate is out there.
In its 2025 legislative session, the state legislature passed a law criminalizing cruelty to wildlife. But prior to that, the state did have a felony animal cruelty law on the books, but it was routinely charged in cases involving domestic animals. As of Thursday, the Red Canyon Fire, the largest active wildfire in Wyoming, has burned nearly 127,000 acres in the southeastern corner of the Bighorn Basin and is 31% contained. Ranchers in the path of the huge fire are watching helplessly as their winter forage burns up. Cowboy State Daily's Jackie Dorothy spoke to several families who are now having to make heartbreaking decisions, like selling off their herds rather than watching them starve.
There's several issues, not just the grazing. We got the water loss, we got the grazing, and we also have the historic knowledge that these cows have. This is their home, so you have these cows that have calves every year, and they know where to take their calves. The ranchers who have had their rangeland devastated by this fire don't know quite the extent of the damage. They don't know if some of their pastures are even usable, and they also don't know if the BLM will allow them back on for up to 3 years.
Fire restrictions have been enacted throughout Wyoming, including Yellowstone National Park, as summer heat and low precipitation continue to dry out the parched landscape. I'll be back with more news right after this.
Find expert vascular care right here in Physician Assistants, who provide comprehensive services to treat vascular disease. From PAD and AAA to venous disease, Weeva offers tailored solutions to get you back to enjoying the things you love. Schedule a consultation with Weeva today at CasperMedicalImaging.net/Weeva or by calling 307-5.
Full sprint chased down and killed a mule deer doe in full view of one of Yellowstone National Park's busiest highways. Cody residents Lauren and Cameron Newton were driving by and watched it happen. They told Outdoors reporter Mark Hines that it was a matter of having the incredible luck of being in just the right place at just the right time.
They were driving by just in time to catch a black bear chasing down and tackling and killing a mule deer doe. They think the doe might have had a previous injury, perhaps from getting clipped by a car there on the Sylvan Pass Highway. And I did talk to a bear expert in Canada, and she said, oh yeah, black bears, if they have the opportunity, if they have the opening to do something like that, they'll take advantage. They will chase down and kill a deer. So nothing unnatural, but it was just, again, these folks say they visit Yellowstone all the time. They've never seen anything like that or even close.
While the park always has something interesting to offer, it might be impossible to top the experience of watching a bear chase down a deer. And that's today's news. Get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by clicking on the daily newsletter button at cowboystatedaily.com. I'm Wendy Core for Cowboy State Daily.
Guess that's the only one that wants to play. Oh well. Good morning.
Good
5
morning.
minutes past the top of the hour. 8:05 here in Wyoming. 10:05 in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're heading next. 307-278-9598. My name's Jeff, hanging in for Bags this morning as he is in Deadwood, South Dakota at a classic car show. But yes, we are heading to Atlanta, where we're going to have our next guest on the show with us. There he is. Let's head to Atlanta to chat with North Carolina outlaw country band, the Lowdown Dirty Heathens. The Heathens have been busy this year. They released a few singles. They just dropped one at midnight last night. Last night, they played the pre-party for this year's International Singer-Songwriters Awards show, and today they're going to be attending the awards ceremony as they're up for 3 awards. We're stoked. Let me see here. Let me pull him up here. We've got drummer Donnie Smith, and I think their vocalist Joe Fry's hanging around on the show with us. But first, Donnie, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having us. What's up, guys? Got Joe here.
There's Joe hanging out on the balcony. So you guys are in Atlanta. How did it go last night at the pre-party?
Be honest with you, it could have went a little bit better. Yeah,
Good, but we had fun.
We had fun. The sound guy really didn't know what he was doing last.
Because you had to pull double duty. You had to also perform with Trent and Chandler. How? I mean, did you get any heads up? How much of a heads up did you get?
We got about a week and a half heads up.
But we made it work. We worked it out.
we worked it out.
We did a little pre-show hotel room practice.
I mean, he was supposed to be the headliner last night, and his band couldn't make it. So he calls you guys and says, hey, can you guys play or back me? So was it his songs? Was it cover songs? Was it a mix and mash of everything? What was it?
It was a mix. It was some of his songs, cover songs. We played some of our songs.
Yeah. We played a lot of his. He's got some good songs.
Yeah, he's got some good tunes. Go check him out, Trent and Chandler. So how did last night, I mean, meeting-wise, how was the crowd? Did you meet some folks that you wanted to meet? How did it go?
Yeah, we met a lot of people and talked with a lot of people, and you know, they come up to us and knew that we were struggling because the sound wasn't there. We couldn't, as far as the sound on stage, it was like we was playing with no volume. We couldn't hear nothing at all. And then they knew we was fighting a losing battle, and said, you know, they were surprised we had.
Yeah, that's
yeah. But like I said, we met up with a couple of interesting people, and we got a lot of good feedback last night. So it was a win.
Definitely.
Well, that's good. I mean, yeah, you can do what You can only do what you can do, but that's good you guys made it through at least. And you got to meet Tammany, the head of ISA.
Yes, I met her last night.
Nice. That's good. And where was it? Was it at the Wild Wings place, or where was it last night?
Wild Wings last night.
Okay. Yeah, and I saw some pictures. It looked like a pretty good turnout, so that's crazy because Ronnie, the bass player, actually taught you how to play drums, Donnie?
Yeah, pretty much. He gave me pointers here and there because originally he was a drummer.
How old were you?
I was in my 20s.
Oh, wow.
I was probably about 25, 26 when I started.
Geez, so you got a later start than most. Because I think, Joe, you started playing guitar when you were 6.
Yeah, me and Ronnie had it in our family, so we started young.
Wow. So, I mean, how did we come full circle? Because then you two, like, met up at some charity you hooked up.
Yeah, me and Ronnie, the first band I played in, me and Ronnie was in that band together. And we played like 15 years, so I automatically knew Ronnie's style of playing. He knew mine. And then, I was in another band, was getting ready to split up. And like I said, I held a little event because we had a hurricane hit with the flooding at the time. And I called on musicians, and Joe, he answered the call. And after that, we got to playing around. He actually played a couple of shows with my old band.
Yeah.
And then when it went down, I still had another show for our hometown festival. And so, we had like 6 months. I was like, well, we can put something together in 6 months. So we went through a couple of bass players that just didn't really click out. And I said, well, I got one more person in mind. I said, I ain't talked to him in a couple of years. And I said, he sort of semi-retired. So I called him and let him know, he come down, and here we are 6 years later.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy how it works out that way sometimes. Yeah, because you mentioned it. You had your first gig that was supposed to be in like 6 months, but then you guys played 2 or 3 gigs before that because things were going so good.
Yeah.
It's like a practice gig for some friends. Didn't it be like 200 people there? And then we got, I think it was 2 gigs that night or something. Before we knew it, we'd played 2 or 3 before the first gig.
Hadn't stopped since. So.
Yeah, and the ball keeps rolling. Go check them out there at the lowdowndirtyheathens.com. They're on Facebook, YouTube. Their new single, Same Old Blues, came out last night at midnight. We'll chat about it here in a second. But, yeah, I mean, the International Singer-Songwriters Awards, you guys, this is like the 3rd year in a row you guys are up for one, right? Have you won one before this year?
We hadn't won one yet. We've been trying to get down here for 3 years, and every time we would do it, we would always have gigs, and we didn't really want to cancel no gigs. But come up this year, and I was like, this is the 3rd time, so we got another band we bounce off of. If they can't do the gigs, they'll ask us, and if we can't do the gigs, we'll ask them. And I just called up the guy, and I was like, what y'all doing on August the 23rd? And they said, nothing. I said, y'all want a gig? He said, yeah. So we gave them our gig for tonight so we can come down here.
Nice. So how is it with you 3? Because you're all in North Carolina. Are we in the same town? Are we close to each other? How does that work?
Me and Joe are probably about 10 minutes apart. Yeah. Ronnie is an hour from us.
Okay. So he's a little ways. Because where's the practice room at?
Yeah, what's up? What'd you say, brother? Sorry.
Where's your guys' practice room?
It's at Donnie's house. So,
okay.
It's not far from my house. And Ronnie, he'll come over, But we're always playing so much, it's hard to practice.
Yeah, we don't need to practice. We're always playing enough gigs. Because 3 releases this year, Joe. Guitar Man, Simple Things were recorded a couple years ago. And then Traveling Man was written and recorded this year. And, I mean, you guys put it out right away. So what was it with the 2 older songs and then the newer song?
Well, we had started working on a second album. And
okay.
we still got 2 other songs that we had started. We had recorded 4. And then got busy playing, during the year, and hadn't gone back and recorded anymore. And so we were like, we'll keep those 4 And when we get back in the studio, we'll just do a whole album. But by the time we got to that, we just were like, well, everybody's releasing singles right now. And, it seems to be doing better than people. When you drop a whole album, that's a bunch of songs, at one time.
Yeah.
Seems like market, it's more for one, you release one, then release another one in a few months. And then at the end, do a whole album or something, put it all together in it,
Yeah.
But,
yeah. That's the trend nowadays. Keep releasing singles and then put them all on an album when they're all out and go that way.
That were from a year ago or so that we're going to release here soon. But we just wanted to get Traveling Man and Same Old Blues out because they were brand new. You know what I mean?
Ronnie's trying to get.
Yeah, he's 4 up above us.
There we go. There's Ronnie. Now we're all in here. Ronnie's in his car. Are you heading back?
I got to find some sound here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, right now.
He's in here. We'll see if he can hear us or not. What was he going to get breakfast, or what was he doing?
We want to get him some coffee so he can get his eyes open.
Yeah,
because he was still going.
Yeah, they're still going. Start out here at the hotel.
Yeah. Well, Same Old Blues.
Song is great.
Where the sound's at?
I think we're like no Christian band or religious, but we believe in higher power. And I've always wrote a lot of the lyrics and songs, and then we put it together as a band. But I was watching a documentary one night and about a band, and the lead singer said that one of the biggest songs that they wrote, he said the night before, he asked the good Lord to give him a song that the people would like. And so he did that. And the next morning he woke up and jotted all these words down to the song. And so I thought to myself, and so that night before, when I was on my knees doing my little good night prayers, I asked the Lord, if you got a song you want me to sing to people, send it to me. The next morning, no shit, I wrote down Same Old Blues in about 10 minutes.
Wow.
The lyrics. And come up with music, And then the next few days at work, while I'm working, I was kind of refining lyrics and stuff, and it come together like that.
Huh.
Those are, I think.
Yeah.
The ones weird.
It was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. That's crazy that you thought of that before you went to bed.
Yeah. I did it. I told the good Lord, I said, if you got a song you want me to sing to people, send it to me.
Yeah. Well, you said you've recorded 4 songs. Do we do it in North Carolina? Where do we record them at?
We recorded all audio recording in Concord with Jason. I think he's got a crazy last name. Chastain, Jason Chastain. But all audio recording. He's awesome. It's not no big studio, but he's from Nashville. He moved down here to get away from the million studios in Nashville so he could make some money. And he's awesome. He's good.
Yeah.
Y'all hear me?
Oh, there we go.
Other bands have recorded.
We can hear you, Ronnie. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I finally can. Yeah, I couldn't hear shit.
There we go. All right. Don't cuss. We're on the radio here.
Oh, sorry about that. Bad habit.
That's all right. It's Saturday morning. We can get away with it a little bit. Because it was frustrating. The sound was awful.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. We got a lot of great feedback. Tell you what, I told the guys when we did a sound check that I could play underwater for 45 minutes. I could get through anything for just 45 minutes. And then I didn't realize I was going to have to. It felt like I was actually playing underwater because I couldn't hear a thing.
That's so bad when you're a musician to not hear anything. That's not good. But you guys, you're seasoned, just like you said. You can do it for 45 minutes or at least make it sound good. But the crowd didn't realize it, or hopefully not, or you pulled it off enough.
Yeah, well, they kind of, because there was 3 other bands for us, so they knew the troubles of other bands.
Okay.
But a lot of them were surprised that, we were us and other bands were able to play like we did.
Yeah, that's that's good that you guys still pulled it off. We're playing regionally. I mean, how far are we getting out of North Carolina with our tour schedule?
South Carolina, and
we're staying close to North Carolina and South Carolina right now, but we're looking to go further out.
Yeah.
We're looking to quit our day job. We still got a day job, and we weekend warriors right now.
Yeah. We're on that line.
Yeah.
Got to make that jump.
Exactly. It's getting close, though, so that's good.
It's getting real close.
Yeah, we've been talking to some people here. Maybe we can make it work.
Yeah, what's the next step then? Is it more management? Is it promotion? What's it going to be?
Yeah, somebody to help take the load off of booking and stuff so we can just worry about music.
Yeah, because who's booking everything now for you guys?
Me. Rookie, the sound guy, the road equipment manager. I got several duties in this band.
Yeah. We've all got hats that we wear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what it takes when you're an independent band.
I don't know if I'd call it teaching. He come to me one day and said he wanted to learn to play the drums. He knew I'd messed around a little bit with it. So he invited me down. I went down there. I told him, I'll show you everything I know. And it took me about 5 minutes. And then he just kind of took it from there. And we just kind of played together off and on for a little while, and then it got a little more serious. Donnie knows what he knows because Donnie learned it. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
I didn't have to teach him anything.
Yeah, so you're not critiquing his drumming while you're playing bass anymore?
Only in practice.
Oh, no.
Only when we're writing.
Yeah, do this or that, not that one. Yeah, because when we're writing, are we all involved in it? I mean, Joe, you were saying about the lyrics for the new one, but is the music with all you guys?
Yeah, the first couple songs I'd already had, those first 4 that we put out, well, I'd already had those and had them half recorded. And when we got together, I was like, well, let's go in there and do them as a band. But we started playing originals like from the get-go. And a lot of times, even now, I write the lyrics, but the music's all 3 of us. Like, I'll even have a whole song, and most people would probably say it's done, but when we get in the band room, it still changes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want them to put their own little stamp on it. That way, it's not just them playing my song.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. And then everyone feels like they're involved with it.
Sometimes crazy. I'll have a good idea what them two are going to do, but sometimes they'll blow my mind and do something totally different. And that's fun times. That's what I really like.
Yeah.
When they, kind of show you something.
.com, they're on Facebook, YouTube. Their new single, Same Old Blues, came out last night. Go and check it out. So, Ronnie, where'd you go? You went to Starbucks this morning?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. 2 weeks walking around confused until I got my coffee. I didn't know who it was, or I didn't care.
What do we drink? Is it just coffee? Is it a latte? Is it a mocha? What is it?
It's a white chocolate mocha. That's what it is. It's the biggest one they got. As big as my head.
Nice to get him rolling. I guess Joe and Donnie didn't need any fuel this morning.
We're not coffee people.
No, coffee's not what takes to get them going. They fuel themselves.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, what are we thinking today, guys? Because you're nominated for 3 awards: Band of the Year, Song of the Year, Entertainer of the Year. Is there any one that we'd rather win, or we just don't care?
Don't care.
Yeah. I don't know. Just being there. Finally to be here. That's what I'm happy about.
Yeah, be there, soak it all in. Hear your name called 3 times. That's always nice.
Yeah, I would like to do at least one.
That would be nice.
At least one.
Yeah, at least one. I think you guys will win one of them. At least you better win Band of the Year. I would think, for as much work as you guys have done the last year, even Entertainer of the Year, as much as because what are we playing about every weekend right now?
Pretty much, yeah.
We take off holidays and birthdays.
Sometimes we don't even take birthday.
Yeah, because what's the families think? Because I mean,
it's my birthday.
What's the families think? Because you guys are working and then you're gone on the weekends. I mean, it's got to be rough.
Lucky, man. We all got families that are in it as much as
I've had, and I say, here you go. Just level it out. Here you go.
Yeah.
Just make sure we're on, honey. That's all that matters.
All our families are all in.
Yeah.
So
I got mine with me. So.
Well, see, there you go. See, it's a complete family affair with the Lowdown Dirty Heathens.
We've got a lot of support, man. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can branch out more. Start heading west. Or, I mean, what are we thinking? West, north, stay further south? Forward to seeing today.
Just seeing everybody. Hope everybody's happy. Hope everybody wins something, I hope. But I know that can't happen. But I wish.
Yeah, and then we're going to the after party tonight?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so the ISO Awards, what time do they start there? 2 o'clock Atlanta time?
The awards is from 2 to 5 today, and then
yeah, 6 until close is yeah, and they'll definitely be more celebrating tonight when we get everybody that has won something.
Hopefully everybody will all be holding an award or something, maybe.
Yeah. They got more shows coming up next weekend, shows throughout the year. Go and check them out, lowdowndirtyheathens.com for all their dates. You can check out the guys there. I mean, because what you said we have 4 songs recorded. We going back into the studio. What's next?
Yeah,
we're trying to get back in the studio. We got about 3 songs we got about ready to record. So it's just finding the time to get back in there. It's kind of hard to do it when you play every weekend.
Yeah. But we're steadily writing. I mean, really, we got about 20-some songs. We just 3 of them, like Ron or Donnie said, are ready to record, and we just keep plugging away at them.
And we got 2 that's already recorded, just waiting to be released.
Yeah, so we'll have something probably coming out again soon. Probably one of those 2 until we get some other studio time.
Yeah, keep dribbling out a single here and there. What's the set look like? What's the set list?
During the show.
But I don't know. It's a lot of Lowdown Dirty Heathens and some Allman Brothers, Sturgill Simpson,
Stevie Ray Vaughan,
a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix,
Waylon Jennings, Allman Brothers,
Tom Petty. It's just a little mixture of everything.
Yeah, we tell people the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff. Because what do you guys say? I mean, you're rock, you're country, you're outlaw country. We're a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Just, people ask to say Southern rock and blues, but then we got songs that's country, and like you said, I like it all. We love it all.
We're trying to make everybody happy.
We got some new songs we've been working on that's almost R&B funk almost kind of. So it's going to be cool, some new stuff coming out.
Wow. So, yes, they're just getting rolling. Go and check them out. Go support them. Go follow them on Facebook, lowdowndirtyheathens.com. And, more singles on the way. Same Old Blues is out now. And Traveling Man, you can go check out the video on YouTube as well. Well, thanks, guys. Don't have too much fun today.
We'll try not to. We won't make any promises.
Yes, stay safe and tell everybody hi from us at the ISO Awards tonight. And good luck. Hopefully you walk away with a crystal.
Thank you, brother. We'll let you know for sure.
Right on. Yes, I will definitely be looking later tonight or tomorrow for the results and see how everybody did. So, right on. Well, Joe, Donnie, Ronnie, thanks, guys, for joining us.
We love you guys, man. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, have a great day.
Thanks.
Well, there they are, the Lowdown Dirty Heathens. Go and check them out. Yes, lowdowndirtyheathens.com. Same Old Blues is out now. Let me see. I know they don't like me playing music on the show, but they're an independent band. They don't care if I play it. You know? Why not? We'll see here. Same Old Blues. Lowdown Dirty Heathens. Bear with me here. Oh, there's a picture of, here's a little Same Old Blues. Traveling Man's a killer song too. I was trying to see if I did it. Go to another intervention. That's what I need to do right now. Let's take a quick commercial break. It's 8:31 on your Saturday morning. Give me a call, 307-278-9598. It's CowboyStateDaily.com.
Wyoming is a big state. There's so much ground to cover, so many stories to tell. But the Cowboy State Daily News team is up to the challenge. I'm Wendy Core, host of Cowboy State Daily Video News. Whether it's politics in Cheyenne, entertainment journalists are out there finding and telling the stories that matter. What's the best restaurant in DuBois? Renee Jean checks it out. What's the most recent Supreme Court decision mean to our everyday lives? Claire McFarland explains. How is the upcoming elk hunting season shaping up? Mark Hines lets us know. Every day, I talk to the reporters who are covering the topics, issues, and people that are important to Wyomingites, and in our daily newscast, I bring you those stories. Tune into the Cowboy State Daily Video Newscast every morning, only on CowboyStateDaily.com. This is the Cowboy State Daily Radio Network.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second.
Every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Saturday morning. Is it August 23rd? Yeah, August 23rd. It's Jeff hanging out for your buddy Bags this morning. CowboyStateDaily.com. It's the Cowboy State Daily Saturday show with your buddy Bags. Bags is on vacation today. So I broke into his house and I'm doing the show in his room. I crawled through the and I forgot to take good enough notes when I came in the other night. I couldn't get half this stuff going, so big shout out to Jake. Check the phone. There you go. we got another text message. Let's see here. Josh. Josh. That's all it says. 307 number, though. Anybody out there? Give me a call. I'll put you on the air. Let's see.
At Target, we know that back to school means back to lunch duty.
You can see the phone number.
So get it delivered when you want it. Like today. Lunchbox worthy food they'll love? Check.
Wherever it's at on my screen. 307-278-9598.
For all of the above, it's back to school at Target.
I was going to try and...
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running. For the ones who get it done.
Get it up here. Nope. That wasn't it. Do that. Alright, now I got that. Now I'm just ruining everything here, but let's see if I can throw it to it here. I think I have enough time.
Featuring artists you should know about. Today we're heading to Connecticut to chat with 80s-esque hard rock band Streetcar Revenge. Streetcar Revenge has dropped their debut self-titled album. Slow that down. I might get it here, folks. Bear with me. Bear with me. So you're supposed to be calling me right now, yelling at me. That features hard rock grooves and sends you right back to the 80s. Their latest single and video for Little Piggies is out now. We're stoked to have bassist Mark Gaudiosi on the show with us. First, Mark, thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Well, researching you guys, I'm scratching my head trying to figure out how this all came together. Because you and Billy were in a band called Scam. Yep. And then Rick and Tim were going to join Scam like 2 years ago, re-record songs.
Check. Yeah, it's actually been a long road. Billy and I got together probably 2018, and we under the name Scam. It was Billy, myself, and then a different singer and drummer. So we started off, things were going good. Yeah, we played a big show. Want to sign you guys, want to do a CD. So we started finishing writing everything for the CD. We had our 10 songs all set, and then our singer left on us. He kind of had a country background, so he wanted to go back that route. So then it seemed, God, for the next 3 years, we were just struggling trying to find the right singer. We had a couple guys come in, and it just weren't right. Then we thought we had the right one, and we went in, we recorded everything, and did the vocals. We turned it in, and they said, well, we love the music, but we're not letting it go till you get a new singer.
Wow.
So we kind of went back to the drawing board with that. So in the meantime, the drummer we had, he wanted to go a little heavier route. So he ended up leaving. So we brought in a different drummer who actually recorded the CD for us. His name is Mark Boutot. And then after he recorded, he decided he wanted to stay more in the tribute scene. So he ended up leaving us. And then we found Tim. This has been going on for about 6 years. It's been brutal. And we'll trade shows with them. We'll go out to their area, we'll warm up for them. We'll let them come to our area, they warm up for us. And we have to meet Rick at a show, but he was from New York City. We're from Connecticut, so we figured that probably won't happen. So we went on. His band broke up, so he was kind of hanging around doing nothing. So we sent him everything, and he liked it. So what we ended up doing is taking the recorded music, deleting off all the vocals, and sending it over to him, and just letting him write to the pre-recorded music. So we saved a little bit of time there.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's been going on forever. So then, he blew us away with what he did. It totally changed the songs. It was great. He gave it that little bit of a slightly modern feel. We were kind of even more 80s sounding, before. And then with Rick, he kind of brought that little bit of 90s influence to it that you hear through the songs. He was great with the different layers of vocals. He really, hit a home run for us. So we turned it into the Eonian record guys, and they loved it. So then the whole process started. We had, Jeremy Safer did the photo shoot for us. Anthony Fox ended up doing the final mastering. So it's been a long way, but the finished product came out nice. So we're just happy.
He posted something in January. He's like, after lineup changes, new songs, new recording, it's finally
it's been
out. So it's been a journey for you guys. So was it just another evolution? Let's get rid of Scam and start a new name, or how did Streetcar Revenge come about?
Well, what happened, we were having dinner with Ryan, from Eonian, and he just happened to mention that we were concerned that if somebody hears something they like and they want to look up the band, and if you type in Scam, too many things not related to the band were coming up. So we said, it's just not working. We need something where if somebody hears a song, somebody sees us play, and they want more information, they could easily get to us. So we were at dinner, and we actually had another label in here at Kibble Records. And John Kibble was with us. So he had the name Streetcar Revenge. So he asked us what we thought. And it sounded good. It was better than anything we came up with. So we ended up changing to that. And then it all kind of fell into place from there. The logo came out nice. The photo shoot, we have a good friend of ours. It's called Bonato Enterprises. He deals in classic and custom cars. So if you look at the back cover of the CD, we did the photo shoot there. So we kind of had all the hot rods around us. And the theme really came together nice.
Yeah,
in the end, it turned out good.
Standing in a different car on the back of the seat.
Yeah. We kind of picked our favorite ones, and it was kind of our babies for the shoot.
So what happened with Tim? Because he was going to be in Scam, and then you went through a couple different drummers for this. So Tim was last. So we had the drummer who recorded the CD, and then he left, and then that's when we found Tim. So Tim came. He was actually in Scam for a little while, but we never actually played under Scam with him in it. And then we went into the Streetcar Revenge transition. Wow. So you and
Rick is from New York City. So he comes in usually once a week, once every other week. And, between weeks, the three of us get together. We write new stuff, keep rehearsing. And then, Rick comes in and we'll practice. We'll work on the new things. We'll send him home with it, to work on different ideas. So it's working. It's a long distance thing, but it's working well.
Yeah, because we're out here in Wyoming. I don't think it's too far. How far is New York from your? How far is Rick?
It's about an hour and a half. Okay. Hour and a half, hour and 3/4.
Okay, well, out here that's nothing. We drive.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's not terrible. It's just of course, there's 2 million cars between on the road with you. It's the only downside.
Exactly. You got to watch out for traffic.
Yeah, he's a trooper about it though.
Wow. Go check them out. They're at streetcarrevenge.com. The self-titled album is out now. You can check it out on all streaming platforms. Go and listen to it. When I first turned this thing on, Mark, I'm like, holy crap. We just took the DeLorean back to the 80s. You just said that it was even more 80s before Rick. So what was you and Billy's inspiration with the music?
We're both kind of 80s guys. Billy, he was actually in ESP, back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
They had some success. They had a CD come out. They did some touring all over the United States. So we kind of got back together. We just had those influences. Scam, we had the big rigs, the cool guitars. We were always into the screaming guitars, the big choruses.
All right, let's stop him here for a second. Let's see if we can go to a quick break.
From Yellowstone to Devil's Tower, the Bighorn
Wyoming is a big state. There are so many stories to tell, and here at Cowboy State Daily, we pride ourselves.
Want to stay in touch with what's happening around Wyoming? I'm Wendy Core, host of the Cowboy State Daily video newscast. From Mountain View to Upton, from Jackson to Cheyenne, our reporters are out there finding and telling the stories that matter. Every day, I talk to the talented journalists who are covering the topics, issues, and people that are important to Wyomingites, and in our daily newscast, I bring you their stories. Tune in to Cowboy State Daily video news every morning, only on cowboystatedaily.com.
Wyoming is a big state. There are so many stories to tell, and here at Cowboy State Daily, we pride ourselves in bringing those stories to you every day. I'm Riley Strand, videographer and production assistant for Cowboy State Daily Video News. Every day, host Wendy Core and I talk to the experienced journalists who are covering the topics, issues, and people that are important to Wyomingites. And in our daily newscast, we bring you their stories. Tune in to Cowboy State Daily Video News every morning, only on cowboystatedaily.com.
You're listening to the Cowboy State Daily Radio Network.
Who can you turn to for news you can trust? Your local TV and radio broadcasters. You trust us to keep you safe during times of crisis and to deliver the weather, sports, and entertainment you rely on every day. We bring you the facts you need to make decisions that matter. And as misinformation floods social media, you can trust your local stations to deliver the truth. Text TV to 52886 and tell Congress you rely on your local stations for trusted news.
You handle the healthcare, we'll handle the marketing. In need of a spark for marketing your medical practice? Loom Studio provides creative and strategic healthcare marketing that illuminates the path to bigger and better experiences for your business and your patients. We specialize in branding and design, social media, website design, SEO and SEM, not to mention content creation, public and media relations, and marketing metrics to ensure you're getting results. If you're looking to increase your patient engagement and retention, enhance your community impact, and streamline your marketing efforts, our team is ready to help you achieve your goals. Contact us today and learn more at loomstudio.com.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
There we go.
We love featuring artists you should know about. Today we're heading to Connecticut.
Good morning. 8:50 on your Saturday morning. Jeff hanging out here at Baggs' house. Filling in for your buddy Baggs this morning. Give me a call, 307-278-9598. I don't know if I'm going to go back to the interview with Mark from Streetcar Revenge because you've got loud music and ads drowning out your voice. Oh, hey, it's Diane. We're listening. Hey, thanks, Diane. I think Steve and Diane Moore from the Cranberry Merchants in Atlanta. When was that? 8:38. Okay. Well, yeah, for some reason, I can hear myself, but I can't hear what's going on over the air. So if something's going on over the air, please give me a call or text me, 307-278-9598, and let me know how big of a buffoon I am. Because I am, you know. I was looking here, some news headlines. Not a ton going on. Lonnie Anderson, who passed away at the age of 79 nearly 3 weeks ago. It says the cause of her death has been revealed. Anderson's death certificate, obtained by TMZ yesterday, disclosed that the beloved actress passed away from an extremely rare and aggressive form of cancer called metastatic uterine something. Well, that's too bad. It's a rare cancer that most often starts in the smooth muscle tissues in the uterus, belly, or leg, per the Mayo Clinic. It starts as growth of cells and often grows quickly and can move to other parts of the body. Anderson, who was married to Burt Reynolds from 1988 until her divorce finalized in 1994, passed away on August 3rd, just 2 days before her 80th birthday. What a sex symbol back in the day. Lonnie Anderson. WKRP aired on CBS from 1978 to 82. She was the receptionist Jennifer Marlowe. And then she was in all kinds of Burt Reynolds movies. What was the one she was in? Let me see here. Anderson detailed her and Reynolds' rocky marriage further in the 1995 autobiography, My Life in High Heels. Was it Smokey and the Bandit? Was she in that? TV movies, A Letter to Three Wives. Her final role was in a Lifetime movie, Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas, which aired in 2003. Burt Reynolds, or besides Reynolds, she was married 3 other times, most recently to Bob Flick back in 2008. Lonnie Anderson died of cancer. That's awful. I think we're all going to get cancer sometime. It's just terrible. The International Singer-Songwriters Awards are happening today, 2 to 5 Eastern time. So that's noon to 3 our time here. I got another text message. Let's see here. Diane says it's okay now. Okay, well, that's good. It's just me talking now. See, I got to quit messing with stuff. That was the problem, is I was trying to play a video, and everything just went to kapooey for me. In the first hour, I talked about the Naked Gun movie. If you've seen the Naked Gun movie, what'd you think? Give me a call, 307-278-9598. Is anybody out there? I know Bags didn't really take calls, but I'm all up for it. We got 6 minutes till the top of the hour. Coming up at the top of the hour, we got Mike Burt. He's the drummer from the rock band Limberlost. They are playing the main stage today at the International Singer-Songwriters Music Awards. Let me see. Yeah, it's just me still in the Zoom room. We'll be talking with Mike here coming up at the top of the hour. And then at 9:30, my buddy Luke Anthony McMahon released a new single. What's it? Terminal Moraine, I think is how it's called. Luke, along with Steve Habeck. It's an instrumental track. We'll be chatting with Luke coming up at the bottom of the next hour. We're almost 3 hours into this show, and I'm still going strong. I haven't had to have a Ricola or anything. My coffee's about gone. Or no, maybe I still got some left. We'll see. Maybe if Steve and Diane want to call me, we can chat with them for a few minutes before the top of the hour. Let me see if anybody else is out there. Somebody left me a message. Oh, Steve says Stroker Ace was in the movie. Lonnie was in with Bert. Stroker. Let me go back here. I keep hitting the wrong thing. There we go. You guys can't see that. It's just me messing with stuff here behind the scenes. Weather forecast today. I haven't talked about the weather at all because it's Wyoming. Look out the window. Mostly sunny in much of Wyoming today. Chance of rain in some areas. Highs from the near 70s to the mid 80s and lows in the 40s and 50s. Casper gradually becoming sunny today with a high near 81. Down in southeast Wyoming, sunny today. Chance of rain after 3 around Evanston. Western Wyoming, Afton, sunny today, high near 88. Northwest Wyoming, Jackson, sunny today with a high near 88, partly cloudy overnight. Oop, somebody's calling. Somebody's calling. Let's see who it is. It might be Steve and Diane. Good morning. Let's see. Nope. Where are they at here? Where do I got to pot them up at? You're on the show. Are you there? Or did I hang up on them? Did I hang up on them? Call me back. What did I do? Thought I hit the right one. Well, now I lost them. Where'd they go? Weird. Yeah, no, it says, let me call him.
Hey, this is Diane. I can't come to the phone right now. Please leave me your name.
She's calling me. Or now I think we're playing phone tag. We'll see here. Oh, are you there?
Hello?
Well, there she is. There they are. Hey, it's Steve and Diane Moore from the Cranberry Merchants. How are you guys doing?
Hey.
Great. How are you?
Oh, struggling my way through. Or trying anyway. It's trying to figure out what pot I put up, where I hit things on here. Everything's backwards on a MacBook, which is very weird.
That'll mess you up every time.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, you guys are just outside of Atlanta. Go check them out, cranberrymerchants.com, Steve and Diane Moore. It's been quiet with you guys. I mean, you used to have a single out every 6 months or so, but Steve's turning into the Bionic Man. He's had every part of his body redone in the last few years. What have we had lately? Was it a hip? Was it a knee? What was most recent, Steve?
Last thing was
his knee.
Well, no, actually it was a hip.
No,
you're right. It was the knee. I get the hip done first, then the knee, and now I'm getting another hip done in November.
Wow, he can't fly anymore because they're going to pat him down because he's going to go off.
Yeah, all the titanium's weighting him down now.
Yeah, he's not flying away. That's for sure. I mean, so we're usually at the ISO Awards, which is happening this afternoon, but we're holding out this year because of different reasons. But what's come? Have we worked on any new music? What's going on?
Oh, plenty of new music in the works. There's just a bunch of stuff we've been messing with. We haven't finished up anything, but there will be something new from us by the end of the year.
Okay. Well, it's August. They've got a few months.
Yes, we do.
Left, so that's good. You guys are known for your Legos. How's the Lego collection?
It's growing all the time. There's actually a couple new Lego stores that have opened in our region just like in the past couple of months. I think there's a couple new ones opening, so we have to make the rounds.
Yeah, they got to keep going. And the crazy thing is Legos is getting... It's crazy.
Oh, it's much more of an adult hobby now than it is kids anymore. I mean, we go into the Lego stores and there's far more adults there than there are kids.
Yeah. Well, it's the top of the hour, so we got to run. But thanks, guys, so much for calling in. We appreciate you listening.
All right. No problem.
All righty. Well, have a great weekend. There's Steve and Diane Moore from the Cranberry Merchants. We have to go to the news.
It's time to take a look at what's happening around Wyoming. From the Cowboy State Daily newsroom, I'm Wendy Core. As of Thursday, the Red Canyon Fire, the largest active wildfire in Wyoming, has burned nearly 127. Incoming cold front is poised to stir up more trouble for firefighters and communities already threatened by wildfires.
When the cold front arrives, which it started doing on Thursday and will continue throughout the day Friday, it's going to manifest as erratic, gusty winds, which if you're fighting a change in the atmosphere over Wyoming, it's going to be cooler, it's going to be more moisture in the air, and that moisture could manifest as rainfall in places where it's most needed.
Fire restrictions have been enacted throughout Wyoming, including Yellowstone National Park, as summer heat and low precipitation continue to dry out the parched landscape. A Laramie County fire chief and his wife pleaded not guilty Thursday in Laramie County District Court to starving and imprisoning their 13-year-old adopted son. Derek and Angela Middlestead appeared before Laramie County District Court Judge Peter Froelicher on charges of aggravated child abuse and conspiracy to commit aggravated child abuse. Cowboy State Daily's Dale Killingbeck reports that the charges against the Cheyenne couple stem from an investigation that began June 22nd after their emaciated 13-year-old son was dropped off at the Youth Development Center in Douglas.
The wife dropped off their 13-year-old adopted son at a youth center in Douglas. He gave a false name and address, and then later, the next day in an interview, it came out who he was. He was extremely emaciated. You could see bones, according to the affidavit, and things like that. He had hair loss. And so that led to an investigation that removed the couple's other son that they had adopted, who was 6 years old, from their home. And according to the affidavit, this 13-year-old had his bedroom door blocked. He ate one meal a day. When he got to the hospital in Denver, he weighed 50 pounds.
The boy told his interviewer that he'd not been out of the house for 2 years and was not allowed to leave his room, watch TV, play with his brother, or go to the fire station with his dad. Last year, New Mexico passed a law making gun buyers wait a week before they can physically possess the guns they purchased. But making gun buyers weather a waiting period infringes on the Second Amendment. That's what a federal court circuit that oversees Wyoming.
Strong wording out of the 10th Circuit. They were basically like, these blanket waiting periods are unconstitutional. They towed the line with the way the court system works, saying this particular law is likely unconstitutional. And so that hits back down to the lower court, where the lower court now has to reevaluate that law in light of the 10th Circuit saying this kind of thing is unconstitutional. And since Colorado's law is based on that same kind of thing, it puts the prosecutors and the officials in a real pickle where they're potentially faced with the reality of having to prosecute something or not that the 10th Circuit has resoundingly called unconstitutional.
Wyoming does not have a waiting period law. Such legislation is likely impossible at present under the supermajority Republican membership of the state's legislature. I'll be back with more news right after this.
Find expert vascular care right here in Wyoming. Wyoming Interventional and Vascular Associates, or WIVA, is a division of Casper Medical Imaging and is home to experienced subspecialized physicians and physician assistants who provide comprehensive services to treat vascular disease. From PAD and AAA to venous disease, WIVA offers tailored solutions to get you back to enjoying the things you love. Schedule a consultation with WIVA today at caspermedicalimaging.net/WIVA or by calling 307-577-1003.
A significant train derailment near Bosler in Albany County on Wednesday sparked a fire and left packages littered all over the tracks. About 20 rail cars were off the tracks along Wyoming Highway 30, starting a small fire on some of the damaged railroad ties, which was quickly extinguished.
Debris on the railroad tracks, and it happened far enough off the highway that there were no traffic impacts. So derailments aren't great. You never want to have them, but this one was pretty.
That's today's news. Get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by clicking on the daily newsletter button at cowboystatedaily.com. I'm Wendy Core for Cowboy State Daily.
.905 on your Saturday, August 23rd. Jeff hanging out with you in Baggs' house, filling in for your buddy Baggs this morning. Give me a call, 307-278-9598, as we're waiting for Mike Burt from Limberlost to join us in the Zoom room this morning. We'll keep checking it, see if Mike's had a rough 48 hours. They were in Biloxi, Mississippi last night playing a gig, and now they're back heading towards Atlanta, Georgia, because they're playing on the main stage at the International Singer-Songwriters Association Awards Show tonight. So hopefully Mike will join us for a bit. We also have Luke Anthony McMahon coming up at the bottom of the hour. He's a musician from Buffalo, Wyoming. He just dropped a new single that's out right now on YouTube. We'll chat with Luke coming up at the bottom of the hour about that. Weather in north central Wyoming: Buffalo, sunny today, high near 77. Sheridan, sunny today, high near 80. Gillette says gradually becoming sunny, high near 76 today. So it's going to be a pretty nice day all around Wyoming. 70s, 80s, and pretty much sunny. Slight chance of rain in some areas, but not too bad for middle of August. I heard earlier this week that what Don Day say, that it's going to be a long, cold, old-school Wyoming winter coming up this winter, which, what isn't a long, cold Wyoming winter? That seems like they all are. Where's the story at, as I'm on Cowboy State Daily, as, sad news this week, as the search has been suspended for the Minnesota hiker who disappeared after climbing Cloud Peak a few weeks back. He actually disappeared July 29th. It's been almost a month. And, the heartbreaking decision, the search for a Minnesota hiker who disappeared July 29th in the Cloud Peak wilderness has been suspended. We have to face the reality that Grant Gardner's odds of survival have run out, said the Bighorn County Sheriff. Good-looking guy. He was up there climbing Cloud Peak, which is a big peak right outside of Sheridan, Buffalo area, outside of Buffalo up towards Ten Sleep. And it's weird because, he says he was a seasoned hiker, but, I'm 50. I've been hiking my whole life. And I don't know if you're ever really a seasoned. I mean, I don't know. You never know what's going to go bad. He's by himself. He reached the summit. He texted his wife at like 7 o'clock on July 29th. And I think he started heading down, and the weather was bad. It had been raining off and on around there. I mean, there's snow still up on Cloud Peak. So who knows? You know, what could have happened to the guy? I mean, the worst case is he fell and they can't find him up there dead. I mean, or, you know, I even have the theory that, hey, he took off and left. You know, went somewhere else or started a new life, or I don't know. Wouldn't his phone still have been pinging for a while? Or I don't know how that works, but it's just kind of weird. Young guy. He had 2 kids, age 13 and 11. And the family's been anxiously awaiting updates from their Minnesota home while acknowledging that the chances of finding Grant alive diminish with each passing day. Yeah, his wife Lauren repeatedly expressed her gratitude to the searchers trying to look for her husband. But yeah, the search has been called off on the missing hiker after dang near a month. What do you think about that? Give me a call, 307-278-9598. Let's check the phone again. You can also text me at that number. I just checked my Facebook messages. Robbie Hart, a musician from New York, she was listening earlier. Our buddy Nick J. Townsend from across, anybody tuning in. But give me a call. I love taking calls, chatting with my fans out there. The phone number is up on the screen, 307-278-9598. What's your weekend plans? What do you got going on today? I'm going to go get a sweat on after this, or go and fall down and take a nap. That might be the first agenda after the show. Let me check the Zoom room again. No sign of Mike at all. He's just worried what I was going to ask him. That's what I'm thinking. But we won't get into that until we see if Mike comes on the air. Are you a fan of Alone? Did you watch the series Alone this year? I think they were in season 11, 12, quite a bit. But this season of Alone was the shortest season ever. Season 12 it was, of the outdoor survival show, lasted only 34 days. Was Nathan Olson. Yeah, it came down to 2 ladies and 1 guy. And I don't think a female, is that her name? And the other lady was from Australia. And I missed Wednesday's show, or Thursday's finale, which I was bummed out. I forgot to watch it, or I've been busy. I was prepping for the show Thursday night. And then last night when I was dialing it up and I looked, and then I got my own spoilers. I was like, oh, great. Well, now I know who won. I think my wife went and watched it last night without me, because after I told her that I'd watched it, or I'd accidentally saw who won, I think she went and watched it without me. So I might have to be watching that this afternoon. But yeah, 4 people tapped out within the first 5 days of the season, which producers were freaking out. After 4 days, 6 were gone. Only 2 participants, Kelsey, Loper, and Olson, made it longer than a month. So the other lady from Australia also tapped out. Oh, I just lost my Zoom meeting, or it just shut me down. Let me get back in here. There we go. I guess I can end it. So I don't see Mike in there. Let me double check here real fast. But yeah, so they were freaking out, and I was even freaking out. I was like, how long is this season going to last? It's not going to last very long, because everyone's dropping like flies. This was the first season that they did it in the desert, which was harsh conditions in Africa. Yeah, it was called Alone Africa. Let's see here. Olson outlasted everybody. The reaction on his face was classic as his son, Isaiah, stepped from behind a bush to give him a mighty hug. And when you meet your family, you know you won. And the shock on Olsen's face, you could see it. He was, he was only on day 34 of living in the backcountry. Nobody has ever won alone in that short of a span. It's like winning a marathon after running 10 miles. He recently told Outside that the moment was bittersweet. He was elated to win, but wasn't ready to leave South Africa's great Karoo Desert. He had a lot of food stored. He was just slaying fish. He was doing great. So he had a bunch of fish drying. He had everything he needed when suddenly everything ended. I felt like I missed out on part of the experience. The guy was crushing it. He built himself this huge rock house. I mean, it took him like 20 days to build it. On the second to last episode, one of the side of the walls completely fell over. He rebuilt it in like a day. It was crazy. And he worked the whole time. He worked like the whole first month. And then as he got the house done, he started getting into his head a little bit. Started worrying about his family. Started thinking about everything else, his kids. And started getting to him a little bit. But he persevered and won it after just 34 days. It's crazy. Ryan Pender, one of the show's producers, said that the production staff was also on pins and needles during the first 2 weeks. The high attrition rate brought back memories of Alone's first season when 4 participants dropped within the opening week. Pender said that the production decided not to step in and alter the competition, but rather to let the participants follow a normal season of Alone. You just have to let it play out yourself, he said. But yeah, while the season ended so quickly, Pender gave a variety of reasons. He said that some of the participants underestimated the challenge posed by South Africa's Great Karoo. For instance, simply attaining drinking water required round-the-clock work. Securing food was also a challenge. I mean, there was dozens of species, but the wildebeest, gazelles, they are adept to avoiding predators. And boy, they stayed away from everybody. He also said another challenge that everyone faced was experience. Past seasons of Alone were in damp climates, were cold. This one was a complete 360. It was hot. It was kind of chilly at nights, but they really didn't have anything to go off of. So it was a lot different this year. We'll see what happens. Yeah, he said on day 4, 2 participants left. 2 people quit on day 5. I mean, it was crazy. When I was watching the first couple episodes, I was like, I mean, these are trained survivalists. How can you not last a week? You knew what you were getting yourself into. But I guess not. Let's go back into the Zoom room here and see if anyone's in here. Nope. Just me. So I guess Mike might not be joining us this morning. That's a bummer. I know they've had a lot going on the last week, so he might still be asleep or at something else. So we got like 13 minutes to kill. Give me a call. 307-278-9598 is the phone line. But yeah, it's just crazy. And he said when the participants got done, not a lot of them filmed a lot of their footage. So they had a lot less footage to use as well on the show. So he says when you watched Alone Africa, you noticed that the dates often jumped around. It didn't really go from day 1, day 2, day 3, and it didn't. Like you'd go through like day 5 and then go back to day 2. Most ended around 40 minutes. So we'll see if they go back to the desert or not. Pender says probably definitely not. We're looking at this as being akin to season 1. We'll go back, reassess, and then if and when there's a season 14, we'll decide which way we're going to go. So I guess they must have season 13 done. But yeah, pretty crazy. And I was hoping that a female would finally win, but it didn't happen, as Nathan Olson was your season 12 champ after just 34 days on the show. But yeah, for some reason, he could catch fish and nobody else could. But congratulations to him. Job well done. Limberlost, we'll give him a plug at least, if Mike's not going to come on the show. But their brand new single, Beautiful Scars, is out now. I've got a couple copies of it right here. And I was going to harass Mike because we're friends. You know how everybody now has an album out, and you can go on the pre-sale and order it, and the CD is pretty much free. You just have to pay shipping and handling. Well, he texted me and was like, hey, would you go on there and pre-order a CD and help us out? I was like, sure, no problem. I was going to order one anyway. I love supporting independent artists and friends of mine. And then he came back and said, hey, instead of one, will you pre-order 4? And it's the same price. It's still $4.58 or whatever. You just pay shipping, and that's it. So I was like, okay. So I ordered up 4, and I was like, I'll give them out to people. Why not? And when I got the package in the mail, I opened it up, and I was all excited. Oh, there we go. You just touched this headphone cord, and I can't hear myself. I was all excited, and then when I opened up the package, there was only 2. I was like, what the heck, Mike? So I was going to harass him about it, but I did get one that's signed by the band. Pretty sweet, and then just a blank one that I will give away. If you're interested, send me a text message with your address, and I'll mail it to you. Or if you're in Sheridan, stop by the Verizon store next to Albertsons, and I'll hook you up. But I'm trying to look here how I can get the main video so I can change it to the my computer camera. So I'm not like sideways here, but whatever. You can still see me one way or the other. I can only listen to one at a time. But it's a great album. Their first single, Alien, is sitting at 15 right now on the music charts. And their next single, Buried, is coming out next. And they just shot the video for that. And Alien, the video for it, go check it out on YouTube. It's got over, I think, 1 million views now, which is their biggest video ever. So congratulations to them. But anyway, we'll hope to catch up with Mike maybe.
From Yellowstone to Devil's Tower, the Bighorn Mountains to the Teton Range, Cheyenne to Sheridan, Rawlins to Ralston, Cowboy State Daily Morning Show covers the state like no other radio show or podcast. We love Lovell. We're eager to share the stories of Story, Will Crow About Crowheart, and Yodel Over Yoder. Whether you make your home in Sweetwater, Chugwater, Powder River, or Green River, the Cowboy State Daily Morning Show will make you feel right at home. Jeffrey City, Atlantic City, we see you. Little America, Big Piney, you're on our radar. Howdy, Wapiti, Meeteetse, Shoshone, Ten Sleep, good morning, welcome, Torrington, Riverton, Wheatland, Lusk, Lingle, Lander, Timber, Casey, Kerwin, Moorcroft, Mountain View, Moose, Fort Bridger, Fort Laramie, Fort Washington, Hannah, Hudson, Hewlett, Dayton, Daniel, and DuBois. We are east of Weston, west of Midwest, north of Newcastle, and south of Sundance. Border to border, we love Wyoming and every one of its communities, bar none.
This is the Cowboy State Daily Radio Network.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
Nestled between Casper Mountain and the North Platte River, you'll find the heart of Wyoming. With a bustling downtown centered around our outdoor haven, Casper is for adventurers, freedom seekers, and rule breakers who find beauty off the beaten path. So if touchable history, a vibrant community, and uninterrupted outdoor recreation define your travel itinerary, allow us to welcome you to the one and only Casper, Wyoming. Plan your trip at visitcasper.com.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy. It's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is being prepared for the journey ahead. Love doesn't let any concerns go unsaid. Love is finding the right seat so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax. It always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeehaw. 9:26 on your Saturday morning. Jeff hanging out with you here on CowboyStateDaily.com. You can stream us on YouTube, CowboyStateDaily.com, all of our social media. You want to join the program, give me a call, 307-278-9598. We got a couple minutes before Luke Anthony McMahon joins us in the Zoom room. I was just looking here. I was like, is there a college football game today? Yes, there is. The AER Lingus College Football Classic. As I can't see anything. Waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and putting my glasses on right away, I won't be able to see all day. Iowa State, who's ranked 22nd, takes on Kansas State, who's ranked 17th. Coming up at noon Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Mountain Time on ESPN this morning. So that's cool. It's got to be not the only game today, right? Let's see. College football. We got Iowa State, Kansas State, Boise State, South Florida. That's on Thursday. So, yes, Iowa State, Kansas State, UNLV today at 2. Fresno State, Kansas at 4:30. That's on Fox. Sam Houston against Western Kentucky is on at 5 o'clock on CBS Sports. Stanford, Hawaii tonight at 5:30 on CBS and Paramount Plus. Wyoming takes on Akron on Thursday night. Wow, on ESPN Plus, 5 o'clock. College football kicking off. Luke is waiting in the Zoom room, so that's good. He's getting there. Let's see here. I can admit him so that he can see what's going on. We'll be chatting with Luke here coming up in a couple minutes. But, yeah, if you want to join the program, 307-278-9598. We've had 2 calls this morning, as I've been begging you to call all morning long. But, hey, 2's better than none. Right? We'll take it. How do you think the Wyoming Cowboys are going to do this year in football? That's a big question. We'll see how Akron goes. That's going to be a telling sign to start the year. On the road, and then I think they're back in Laramie for week 2. But Luke's sitting there in the Zoom room. Let's dial him up. He's looking sharp. He's looking slick because he just went and got his hair cut this morning. Luke, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you wonderful. Let me see here as I have shrunk again. No, not that one. Man, just released a brand new single. It's out now. How do you pronounce it, Luke? Terminal Moraine?
Terminal Moraine, that's correct.
Okay,
yes.
that's it. Terminal Moraine just dropped August 18th on YouTube. Him and Steve Habeck, another musician. Steve lives here in Sheridan. Luke is in Buffalo right now. So this isn't the first track you guys have done. When did it all start with you guys, kind of working on some songs together?
Well, Steve and I have known each other for a number of years. Worked together playing music in bands, put together to record music. Really till about a year, almost maybe 2 years ago. The music I've been releasing has been a mix of myself doing just solo projects where I'm writing and recording and mixing everything. And I pulled Steve in when I realized I needed more expertise on the bass guitar end. So about a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, so that's crazy because, like you said it, you and Steve, we grew up in Buffalo together. He's a couple years older than we are, but, you've known each other forever. You've jammed with each other for like 30 years.
Right. Yeah, it's, it's been a long, not long in a tedious way, but it's been going on a long time. I may as well digress, I started playing guitar when I was 12 years old, come from a musical family. My mom's side of the family is very musical. My grandfather played music in St. Louis. And although my mother didn't play anything, she came to me when I was about 11 and said, "You have to learn how to play an instrument." And I started on piano and quickly realized that I need to play guitar. It was the 80s, and guitar was where it was at. And kept playing. I would, every week, either my mom or my dad would drive me to Sheridan, and I would go to a little shop above King Ropes to take guitar lessons from a guy named Paul Lenz. And
wow.
That got me going. It was very loose. It was the 80s. We had a little shop there, and that really sparked my interest. He was the kind of guy that said, the first thing you need to do is get yourself an electric guitar, so that sounded great, and so yes, through high school, knew Steve through high school, played in bands through high school, usually with older people, with adults as I was in high school, and then eventually went to UW. I'm a Wyoming boy through and through, and studied classical guitar and music theory, but at the good advice of my parents and others that I knew, that I needed something to fall back on. So I got my degree in geology, and I've been a licensed professional geologist working since the day I graduated from college. And that kind of ties into the name of this new song. I currently work, like I said, I've worked as a geologist since the day I graduated. And terminal moraine is actually a geologic term, which is as a glacier migrates down slope and it grinds up all the rock and material and gravel from the valley that it's migrating down. It pushes it out in front of it. And as a glacier retreats and melts, there will be essentially a dam there. And that's what oftentimes results in a glacial lake. And that's called a terminal moraine.
Oh, wow.
So that not only was a cool sounding phrase, I thought it was also an interesting concept in terms of writing music that was representative of, kind of like a shift in life and the things that are left behind as a person shifts gears or changes direction. And because my music is all instrumental, the songs are usually born of a concept or a visual that I try to capture when I write the music, and was kind of that song, I think, was indicative of where I'm at right now and where I plan to continue forward with writing and recording and releasing music.
Yeah, because instrumental songs, it has to be tough because you're trying to convey something, but you don't have words to help you convey it.
Right. Yeah, and that's definitely it's a challenge through and through. It's a challenge music for vocal and lyric. I think you're a bit more limited in how you can modulate and change keys and move around within music theory because you're working within the scope of a vocalist. But with instrumental music, you have a lot more freedom to change keys and move around with different modes. And it almost becomes, and I was going to say it becomes necessary, but that's kind of the issue is that just because it seems necessary to be complex doesn't mean you're going to get your point across. Maybe the most simple thing is what you need to do to get your point across. So yes, there's that, and then also the recording. As far as recording and mixing, I've dabbled in it over the years with musical endeavors, but I'm a man of a certain age at this point, and it wasn't until that long ago before someone like me could get easy access to a home studio, where I am here in my former nursery, and as you might notice, I have turned the kids' former nursery into the nursery studio here in my house. But now, a person is able to really, if you have the resources in terms of financially, or you can get what you need and create the music, and but instrumentally, there's this aspect of really recognizing again that it's like really you have to focus on those textures, you have to focus on the tones. All of those things become so important because in a vocal tune, really the vocal is the most important thing, So without the vocals, recognizing that every time I release something, it's a matter of analysis and recognizing that there's a lot to learn.
Well, and it's also got to be tough, like you said, textures, how much layering, how much different track, how much are we going to put on a song? Yeah, right. It's crazy what goes into just a, people are like, it's an instrumental track, but it's so much more than that, which is insane. But go and check it out, Terminal Moraine, Luke Anthony McMahon. You can search for him on YouTube and check out the song. He's got other songs on there as well. So you were doing it in the home studio. Do we do the song and then bring Steve in to do the bass line? Do we have his bass line done? Do we let him do it? How does it work?
Yeah, I usually in a finished song. It's not, of course, it's not mixed, and there's still a lot of work to do, but it's roughly mixed, and then I can hand that off to Steve, and I just say, hey man, do your thing. I might, and that's part of collaboration. That's a challenge with being, working in a home studio, kind of being a one-man show. You need to search out collaboration because it's important. It's good to just have that interaction. And, I'm a family man. I got young kids, and having time to play out is a challenging thing to find time for. But I love the writing and recording process. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of, you have to search out collaboration. And that's a good part about, hooking up with Steve again and having him provide that. And he has other projects that he works with remotely with, again, there's some folks that have, there's a lot of people that come out of this Buffalo Sheridan area, incredible talent, amazing artists, musicians, There's some guys that have moved away, but they still work with Steve on projects and release albums, and so he's got those projects going as well. So he manages to fit my little instrumentals in when he can, and that's very helpful.
Yeah, I know Steve. He's a bass player for Sue's Idol. If you want to go check those guys out. And then he also told me he's got a new project with a vocalist from some different country or something. And yeah, and it doesn't have a name, or it's just slowly going. So we'll have to get Steve on here to get a recap of what he's up to. He was just out of town this morning and couldn't join us. But I know you're not on Facebook, but Steve posted it a couple days ago. And some of the comments, really love it. Wow, that was awesome. Beautiful, such talent. And then Patrick W. Stafford, our buddy in Casper, said, reminds me of surfing with the alien. Very calming vibe, though. Sweet.
That's great to hear, and I don't do social media. I've never done social media. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Twitter or what's the other, Instagram, and whether I should or not, I don't know. But I don't. And so that's good feedback. I'm glad to hear that. That you bring up Pat Stafford, again, these guys that we grew up with. I grew up with Pat, and that's cool. That's good to hear. And I kind of put myself in a cocoon doing this stuff, and kind of on purpose, just because I feel like it's to try to find something that I feel is unique or I feel is authentic. I have to purposely try to isolate myself from other musical influences, because there's so much out there. It's like, hey, that song sounds great, Luke, but that's Beat It by Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? It's like you just rip. So in an effort to not copy, which is so hard to do because there's all the jingles in a person's head, and it's like, did I make that up, or is that just something bouncing around in my head that I heard in passing? I mean, that's not to say I don't listen to music, but most of what I listen to now is it's somewhat guitar oriented. It kind of falls under the ambient category. But I don't really listen to guitar music anymore, like Surfing with the Alien, Joe Satriani, out of the 80s. And I feel like listening to other instruments helps me try to capture something on the guitar that isn't directly from a guitar. And then using other, when you're talking about textures and different sounds, it's a matter of using, different types of electric guitars, the Strat versus the Tele, and different types of acoustical guitars. And those things start to really matter. It's still in a 6-string acoustic guitar, but there's that difference between a dreadnought or a grand performing body style, or classical. I studied classical in college, and I use that as well. So that's how I try to capture those different sounds. And then, of course, you got all the wonderful technology of 2025. There's lots of effects and stuff you can put on these songs and put on instruments, and that's cool too, because that's in the absence of an amazing recording space, a big recording room with amazing natural reverbs and so on and so forth, that you need those tools to help create space and depth in a recording.
Yeah, we've got the picture of it, the Terminal Moraine cover. So how does it get on YouTube? Do you put it on there?
Well, I go through a distribution service. And with that service, after I've mixed and the song is mastered and ready to go, essentially I submit it for their analysis, it's going to analyze whether or not there could be a copyright issue or anything of that nature. And then they distribute it, and it goes to there's a large list of where it can go, and you can kind of choose where it goes. And I have it goes to Amazon, Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Tidal, I think, is another one. I'm not real familiar with Tidal, but it's just another streaming service. That might be Apple Music. I think those are all the places that they go. So through that process, it uploads to those streaming services, and through that distribution service, I'm able to kind of track my metrics, and I've made some pennies, waiting for those pennies to build up. My wife always tells me, she's like, Luke, still waiting for that ambient music money to come rolling in.
Yeah.
Because and through that I can see kind of the metrics of how it's being distributed, physical. But through this, you really get it's released to those platforms that are available around the world, and through my distribution service, I can kind of track where people are hearing it. So it's good to know that people are listening in countries around the world, and because the intent isn't, I've got a career. This is what I would call a very serious hobby. It's a year-round thing, and it's been going since I was 12. So but I don't have the pressure of trying to meet any sort of metric. I feel like my goal is to create the best thing I can that captures the things that I've seen growing up in Wyoming, and it's that trip between Buffalo and Laramie across Shirley Basin. The vista can be great and terrible, but it's inspiring, and trying to capture those things and put them into music and master. Really the writing is the easy part. The hard part is getting the recording and the production and the mixing. That's a new learning curve for me, and that's a challenging thing. It's there's a lot that goes into that to get a recording that sounds good. And I'm not saying I'm there. That's part of the journey is trying to get to the point where I feel like I've captured that. And if somebody will listen to it and like it, mission accomplished.
Exactly.
So so maybe that little flurry of streams in Indonesia, maybe somebody just knocked their computer over and all the right buttons were hit, and it went on repeat somehow. Yeah,
sure you do, Dad. Yeah, it's robots in Indonesia.
Right? Yeah, I mean, who knows? You take it for what it is. It's about the process for me, and that's what I enjoy.
Exactly. We're chatting with Luke Anthony McMahon. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and we're going to listen to a little bit of Terminal Moraine and talk more with Luke right here on Cowboy State Daily.
Wyoming is a big state. There are so many stories to tell, and here at Cowboy State Daily, we pride ourselves in bringing those stories to you every day. I'm Riley Strand, videographer and production assistant for Cowboy State Daily Video News. Every day, host Wendy Core and I talk to the experienced journalists who are covering the topics, issues, and people that are important to Wyomingites. And in our daily newscast, we bring you their stories. Tune in to Cowboy State Daily Video News every morning, only on cowboystatedaily.com.
You're listening to the Cowboy State Daily Radio Network.
Wyoming is a place of unlimited potential. a place that inspires us to dream. Since 2014, Wyollotto has given back over $180 million to our great state through transfers, winnings, commissions, and more. Dollars that have gone directly into your cities, towns, and counties. Dollars that have changed lives and set dreams in motion. Thank you, Wyoming, for a legendary 10 years. We can't wait to dream up what's next.
The climate that we're operating under has everyone on the defensive.
You see a person and you automatically put them in a box and say, well, this is what this person should be like.
All of this ostracizing people, what are we afraid of?
We're called to love one another. It can't be, I reject you as a person.
This country's been through so much. Its people has been through so much. Why can't we fix this?
Do we have issues we have to deal with? Yes, we do. But we're not going to be able to deal with them if we're fighting and yelling at each other and not listening.
Yeah, she has an accent. Oh, gosh, she dressed funny. But we're talking the same thing. We're all concerned about our children, concerned about the world we live in.
A lot of people wouldn't even think we should be here talking to each other, but I'm sorry, I disagree.
Year after year, we continue to serve new neighbors across our state.
For over 40 years, our trust and wealth management services have grown our roots in Casper.
And now we're excited to have offices in 3 Wyoming cities.
We're here to help you achieve your financial goals
and provide the kind of service that you expect from a Wyoming business.
Because at Hilltop Bank, community means Wyoming.
Terminal Moraine by Luke Anthony McMahon and Steve Habeck. We've got Luke in the Zoom room right now. I'll play a little bit of the track for you. But yeah, it's and you also got a geology knowledge there with the name Terminal Moraine. I was in Cannon Beach in Oregon. You got me thinking, Luke, when you were telling me about the glacier, because they have like this haystack. They've got these big boulders right in the water. And when I read about them, it said it was the lava that actually came down from like the Yellowstone volcano or whatever, and then went and hit the water, and then it would form and just keep piling on each other. And that's why they've got all these weird rock stacks in the coast on there in Oregon, which is crazy.
Yeah, geology. It is fascinating, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I would have never thought that. I was like, oh, okay, well, it makes sense, but yeah, whatever. But Terminal Moraine, so, I mean, what, did we get the cover art offline? Where did we find it?
Well, so it's been a mix. You know, that's, again, another one of those things where I've tried a few different things, and I try to, I don't want to get too focused on trying to be, you know, once you try to be original, I think you're in trouble. You don't want to start, but I want to try to just use what I have. And so I started using artwork by my kids, is what I started with. They had cool pictures, some of the earlier songs. So I would use those as turn them into a digital file and use that as a cover for a song release. On a recent song I did with Steve, actually the one called Vanquish, that Steve really was the genesis of the idea with the bass, and actually he handed that to me, and then I kind of built the guitar parts around that. But that I dabbled in AI on that. I thought I'm seeing all this AI stuff out there, and I did that one, and it just didn't make me feel good. So I didn't like it. And that's not to say that it's, it is, I hope it serves everyone well, but I've decided that I didn't want to use AI. And then actually this one for Terminal Moraine was just a stock photo that I had through, it was like a Microsoft service that I, kind of manipulated. So again, no copyright issue there because it was part of an own software package. So, or not really not a photo, a stock image, but that's I want to become a better photographer and use photography for cover cover art. But that's another learning curve too, and trying to capture good pictures. But that's the fun part about art is it's not about having. It's about what you capture more so than how it's captured. Just because it's taken on a cheap old school Polaroid camera doesn't mean it's not as good as something taken on a high quality, high definition camera. Does it convey the message? So that's the concept I try to use, and that's one of those things where I've learned that I need to start having my cover art ideas in line before I get too close to releasing it, because that can be a hold up. If you don't have something in mind, when it's time to release. So that's how I'm doing that now. I try not to use. I try to have my hand on everything as much as I can. Whether it's even if it's photos from my family members, I get cool photographs. I've got family that have ranching in my I have 3 older sisters, and one of my sister's family ranches out on Powder River, and the other over down by Laramie, and they capture amazing photographs. And so that's another source of kind of keeping it close to home, and that's my intent.
Yeah. Go check him out. Look, Anthony McMahon. You can search for him on YouTube. He also told you it's on Apple Music, Amazon, a couple other different sources. But go to YouTube. You can stream all of his stuff right there. There's a topic page for him that someone's created. How old is Casey? How old's your son?
He just turned 13.
So did you do the same thing with him when as he started an instrument? What's he doing?
No, I've kind of prodded Abby. She seems like my daughter. She's 10, will be 11 in November. But and that's fine. I mean, I think that's the kind of the crux of it all is if the interest isn't there, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, and that's a big part of continuously learning. I don't know how much money I paid back in college paying off those music classes. But the interest has always been there. And that's the thing, it's like I record and release these songs because I need a mechanism to move on to the next one. If I don't release it, if I don't do something with it, I won't finish it, So if I go through that process, it's done. For better or for worse, it's done. I can move on to the next one. And hopefully people will listen and enjoy it. And if they don't, I'm still going to make another song.
Exactly.
And that's how it works.
All right. We're at the top of the hour. Big thanks to Luke Anthony McMahon. Go check him out. Terminal Moraine is out now. Thank you so much for listening to the show this morning. My name's Jeff. I appreciate it. Right here on CowboyStateDaily.com.
It's time to take a look at what's happening around Wyoming. From the Cowboy State Daily newsroom, I'm Wendy Core. As of Thursday, the Red Canyon Fire, the largest active wildfire in Wyoming, has burned nearly 127,000 acres in the southeastern corner of the Bighorn Basin and is 31% contained. But to add some complexity to the situation, an incoming cold front is poised to stir up more trouble for firefighters and communities already threatened by wildfires.
When the cold front arrives, waiting a fire, or there's the potential to start fires, that's not ideal because it's going to help spread the flames faster.